Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Ray. Thank you, Rain. I know I saw your comment. I said, my dreamers getting, they getting restless. What's good, Nessa? Nessa, girl, I fell asleep last night. Nessa, I wanna, since Snoop doing her interview back, I said, you know what? I was interviewing people over here at the pink table, and I think I want to bring that back. I started my channel doing the pink table. Bizarre had asked me what the pink table was, and I was like, "Boy, ain't you supposed to be my mentor? You don't know what the fuck the pink table was? My whole channel. I bet Ness know I had a pink table. Ness, did you know I had a pink table? Pazara said she ain't know nothing about this pink table. How long I been doing the pink table talk, Nessa? Let's see who really love me the most. Let's see who gonna vibe for me. Cause I need to be. I'm a Thelma. Not sure who her Louise gonna be. I'm in Top Gun. I'm Iceman, not knowing who my Maverick gonna be. Shout out to Val Kilmer. If you was a millennial baby like myself, shut up, Ness. You get to be 37, I get to be the millennial. I was only 2 years away from being a millennial. My husband a millennial, so I'm a motherfucking millennial. Because technically, I feel like I'm an 80s baby, even though I was born in 78. What's 2 years? I was an 80s baby. So if everybody else get to be 805 and 80s babies when they get ready, then so does the doll. Anyway, Nessa. Thank you, Nessa. So I want you to, since you and Jay Dunn can't get this right, I don't know if you can take a break here soon or if you at work. I want to make public like what I was trying to do. I went over to Jay Dunn's platform, but it's only fair for me to say it like with from Nessa's. If she wanted me to come on her platform and explain it, I would have to, like what I was trying to do, because it was everybody was open with it, and I was very open with the exchanges. Normally, you know me, I sugarcoat some shit, or even Nessa been knowing me so long, she can tell when I'm not being okay. Cut the crap, demon. So that ain't blah blah blah. And normally I wouldn't repeat directly what people said, but I said, no, fuck it, I'm gonna be transparent. I ain't finna be, because once we get together and we gonna actually have a talk to work things out. There's no use in Jay Dunn not knowing how upset that Ness is. There's no use in Ness not knowing how, about a little bit all over the place, but kind of like the juxtaposition that Jay Dunn was struggling with, and the fact that saying my ideas were my ideas, not saying in a roundabout way to get them to agree. I wanted to be very transparent, because if we really gonna get to the bottom of it, it wasn't for no motivation. I'm not monetized. I haven't turned my monetization on over here yet. It wasn't no monetary gain. I don't really give a fuck about my numbers, except when I go live like anybody else, I am competitive. So I do want them to be there, because I know I'm talented as far as with this shit. And I know that I say stuff that people want to hear on other people's channels. So I expect the same to come back to me when I go to my own. But I know I have to give y'all consistency. So we're gonna be messing around today. What the Lord meant for what the weather meant for bad, it meant the Lord meant for good. So since school's canceled today just for a rainstorm, child, these little snowflakes, that's why they so weak, child. They ain't gotta stand outside. Y'all remember that? So you was an 80s baby like me. You remember we had to get up and go stand in freezing temperatures, rain, sleet, snow, and guess what? Our parents was at work. So if we didn't have no key, your ass was gonna figure it out. Hell, sometimes the school would have got canceled after we left the house, and parents would have got a call. Back then, my mama didn't have no cell phone, so she better keep the damn home phone on. So shit, going to nursing school. My mama always say that's why I do right for you as you got older, and help you with your daughter as much as I can, because I know that there's no way I could have got away with the shit then that y'all can't do now. Like with me just having one child, even with a husband, I think at times it is more difficult than what my mom had to do, because she knew nobody was gonna be there, right? But you both trying to work and make a certain level of lifestyle happen. It's very hard, and these kids ain't the same way. I was keeping my brother at 9. I mean, making things the oven or whatever. I mean, Chloe does stuff because it's fun, not because you have to. So it's an interesting juxtaposition. But enough of that. We'll talk about that later. But I was trying to get them to talk because I felt like something was there, but I had to look. I'm glad I didn't see Ness's final response to it, until after, because I had to think about it. I can't put where if I have an issue with boundaries, I can't expect other people not. I should be. take lessons when people have them themselves. Put it like that. So I know that's one thing I have to work on. So I can't expect people who are a different place with that. It's not necessarily always mean. It's not necessarily always being stubborn or selfish, because sometimes I feel like, I need to be more selfish. So I had to step back and think about what I was asking and how the timing of it all, and realizing what I was thinking about. And I'm like, you know what? I want to be organic, because I do want them to talk, even if it doesn't get to where I think it is. My goal was to try to get strikes off of people's channels, but Nessa, is stubborn too. So she, don't want nobody to do her no favors, and that's not what I was trying to do. I was just saying we don't got to get to all of this. The energy we using to figure out how to take care of our channels and go on backup channels, we don't need to be fighting each other like that, because we all still trying to eat. And if there was going to be something to save, I feel like I'm good. I was a good neutral party, but either way, we'll still roll on with the content, because I got court ideas we can have too. So I'm going to have court today. So this is kind of just letting everybody know. I'm trying to get SK. So I'm subpoenaing, limiting SK to talk about their issues, since people said, okay, you know what, Demi, so this is your program. I think ODS gave me the first. And I kind of was sensing it anyway when people were saying they was tired of Vegas. And I don't understand how, because they show up where at Lemons, they talk about Vegas every time they go live over there, from what I hear. And I was supposed to go to Teleport Tuesday and follow Pizarro there, but I was sleepy. And it wasn't that I didn't want to go, because I was trying to, like, have a little fresh start again with Lemon Child. We done had about 2,500 fresh starts. But there's history there, and it's complicated. So hopefully today, I messaged SK, but he had, like, he don't know how to return our messages. And I don't even know if he's still using that Instagram. So I need to go find SK. But I want to second, y'all. You looking for Lemon Iron? What happened? Why you looking for Lemon?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good, because I got you on my car radio, and sometimes it trip, but that's the best way I could.
Oh, we good. It doesn't matter. I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. So what was you saying now?
I was saying that I'm glad I didn't see your response when we was all going back and forth, and I'm glad that I decided. And I even told Jay Dunn, I said, you know what, this is new for me, because normally I wouldn't tell you or Nessa, but I would be trying to, like, get just a little bit of a confirmation and not twist words, but put my little spin and just be like, okay, let's get this together and try to finesse it, like, pardon the pun. But I said, no, I'm not. And I even told Jen, and I said, I haven't gotten this final word, whether she wants to even do the pink table. And because Jayden's like, I just want to help you out for content. And I said, well, I don't want you to say it like that, because I don't need the
Okay.
content that bad. But I said, I'm glad I didn't see your response until afterwards, because like I told Jay Dunn, and I was proud of myself for doing this, because normally I wouldn't do this. I said, you know what? I'm not going to finesse no response. Normally I can talk people. That's people you've been knowing a while. You know how to convince them to do something for you. I get my spoiled ass over there and I'd be like, Nessa, come on, please. But no, I didn't want to do this like that, because I really wanted it to be, or like, for a reason. So I didn't want to, like, put no razzle dazzle, because I could find somebody else to talk about for the pink table. But I did. If y'all do come to a place where y'all feel like y'all can talk, I do think that I'm a good neutral party. You may not think. I think you'd be surprised at how much more I'm in your corner than you would think, as far as my opinions. I was actually honest with Jay Dunn with some of the feedback I gave too, but I was gonna do more, save it for the table, because I didn't want to tell y'all both what I was thinking. What's the point of the pink table? But hopefully we can revisit it at another time.
Yeah, I mean, listen, as far as I'm concerned, I suffered financial loss due to a fake strike, and that has really caused me and my channel to suffer. Any subscribers that I would have gotten for them 10 days, for these 10 days that I'm down because of Jay Dunn and her false flagging, I didn't get any subscribers. Any type of monetary super chats, any type of thing that I would have gotten for these days that I'm gone, that I'm down for this false flag, I am suffering for because of Jay Dunn. So there is no conversation that I need to have with that bitch. That bitch is going to get what's coming to her. On top of that, she's not a friend to anybody. So at this point, I just kind of feel sorry for you, Demon Soul, because at some point you are going to regret any conversation you have with that bitch, mark my words. She is not a friend to anybody. She is a terrible human being. And I understand that some people need their own time to get over things or realize stuff. But hell, we both done had our run-ins with her. And we know she ain't shit. But I'm telling you, the clicks and views are not worth it. Like the clicks and views that I got for dealing with Jay Dunn, it's not worth a damn. Because lately, when I end my lives, I've been ending my lives with no headache. I've been happy. I haven't been having any issues, no nothing. And I would prefer that over dealing with that baby teeth bitch a machine fucking bitch any day of the week. That hoe is miserable, and she could remain that way. Ciao, bye.
So wait a minute, you said you'd rather deal with this heat? That's interesting.
Well, I mean, I never said that. When did I say that?
Oh, I thought that's what you just said. I'd rather deal with this. Maybe I'm just looking at my messy ass acting like I
No,
heard you.
yeah. I
What you
never
say?
said. I never said I'd rather deal with this heat. I mean, honestly,
No, what did
listen.
you just say just now? The last line. I heard wrong.
No, I said what when I said I felt sorry for you for dealing with her, but we
Well,
both
no,
had
you
our
said
reasons.
that at this point I would rather something than something. I thought you said something. I'd rather deal with something.
No, I
I,
call her baby teeth and machine fucker. That's what I. That's
oh,
what I
okay,
said.
okay. I don't know what I thought I heard, but either way, but I
No,
get
I
what
didn't
you're
mean to say
saying.
baby
That's
teeth.
why I didn't press it and like try to make it like he was doing me no favor because that's not really a favor for me. For my intentions were it would be something else like, oh, come judge for me, come do this. So I wasn't really trying to use it as no favor anyway. And it was only be genuine if people wanted the actual resolution. If no, because I was kind of surprised too. Like I didn't ask Jay Dunn before I thought about the idea. Okay, what if we did court and just part of it would be okay, you can lift the strike or whatever. But hadn't even said anything to her about it. That's why I told you. I said, well, I didn't even mention this to her. And I guess, and then when she said, no, I'm not willing to do that, I was like, oh, I don't know why. I guess I was naive. I thought maybe if the court said so just out of fun, I didn't realize how serious it had gotten. Because when I came in, I missed the last exchange, which caused her to, when she actually struck you. Because I was like, oh, okay. And then I understood her angle with the Shakim thing. Because I'm like, you looking at it like, hey, I'm your friend. Like if he, because I even said I felt like maybe if Shakim thought the relationship.
No, there's no understanding to that angle. I ain't got shit to do with Shakim. So we're not even
No,
gonna play them
no, I'm
crackhead
telling,
games.
I'm
That hoe is
repeating
just
what
a
I
mess,
said.
and
I'm
she just
repeating what
got
I said to her. I was
rejected.
like, at first, I was like, okay, your stance is, y'all both content creators. This is what I told you. I said, but Nessa's stance is probably this, and I'm not speaking for her, but this is what I'm thinking. Y'all both content creators. Y'all got y'all separate beat. Don't put me in the middle. I'm not gonna take either side, and I'm gonna let y'all duke it out. If you want to flag him again, I can't say nothing. If he want to do it again, if y'all want to fight, I'm not gonna get in between. Whereas I feel like Jay Dunn was looking at it like, well, no, I'm your friend more than him. And he wouldn't have done that to me if he thought that you would care, about doing it. Like it was
That is
easy.
a weak ass. That is a weak ass point of view to try to find a way to do something bad to somebody. Like that is the if that was her like way of looking at it, that's the most bullshit way and good riddance to bad rubbish. That's how I feel about that.
Oh, she's on her
So
car radio. That's what the little feedback is, Bella.
yeah,
But no, I was just trying to say I was trying my best to come up with two just a position. Like why? Like this is what she's thinking. This is what she's thinking. And I was just like, okay, I can see this. But then I'm like, Shakim is separate, but I feel like that she probably felt like y'all were closer and that, maybe that you could have got Shakim to stop. I said, but that would be assuming that we would think that there was a preemptive conversation. She may not have pre-knowledge of it like that. Because I was like, I didn't have pre-knowledge of you. He left me out of the situation with him and Jay Dunn too, whereas I had knowledge about Lemon. I didn't know about the thing with Jay Dunn. Of course, he's probably not going to tell me that because he knows I like her and he kind of left us out of that. And I was assuming he probably did the same with you. So I think that's the way to look at
yeah,
it too,
I
because
didn't
I
know.
didn't know.
I didn't know. I'm gonna be like till now. I still have a little bit of reservation in thinking that Shakim actually did it. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Oh, wait a
There's
minute.
still a
Shakim
little.
didn't even admit to doing that?
Well, no, he never like full out said like I am the one.
Oh.
He always said it was a flag team, and I don't know. There's a part of me that still don't even believe Shakim is responsible. So all these things considered, that bitch don't deserve to be my friend. She don't deserve to know me. That hoe don't deserve to be able to. Nah, she don't deserve it at all. She can kick rocks. So yeah, fuck that bitch.
See now, that's why.
She
Cause
don't
see, I didn't
deserve
see
to have
how
a
it went
chance.
down. I was under the impression that he admitted this. See, this is a whole different. Okay, now I gotta come. Okay, see, this is.
Yeah,
I
I don't
didn't
even
know.
believe Shakim did it for real. I think she loves to just blame him for everything. Yeah, Shakim said there was a strike team and all that, but Shakim be talking shit. But Shakim ain't never like flat out and said, yes, I am the one responsible. Even when they were trying to get him to remove the strike, he kept saying, well, he has to talk to somebody to do it. He never like put it in his hand where that was his responsibility. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
What comments I ain't reading, Brookie? I'm about to greet you in the comments. I did. What comments, baby? Let me go up. Good morning, Shasha. Good morning. Ned, your audio is muffled. Oh, she knows, Brooke. She told us that, hey, Daphne, the best mod over at the Finessers. I think Daphne should get a bonus on the job. T Bella, Bad Weave, I'm here for you and Rain. Is Keller calling somebody black? What you mean, Miss Whistledown? Rain, no, I'm saying Rain, the my subby, my supporter. I said y'all both was asking me when I'm gonna go live, and I said I'm here for you and Rain. Um, yeah, he took full and sole. Oh, he did. Okay, somebody said he took full and sole responsibility at first.
They
That
said
is
who said that he did?
Nurse Noreen. Shaquille, come click the nasty piece of link.
If Shakim, yeah, let Shakim. I don't be listening to these people. I'll let
Yeah,
Shakim
we'll let
say.
Shaquille speak for himself because that's how things go, way out the thing. You're right, TMO. Shaquille totally admitted to it. Okay, I see somebody. See, I had got the information because, like I told you, when I came with the pink table, I didn't understand why, like, what happened made Nessa upset. I didn't realize something new had happened overnight. See, I didn't know about that strike from overnight because I had been wanting them to come talk at the table. Like, even when she came to talk to me, the first time that Jay Dunn actually was saying, she had true feelings for you, she came and did it over here. So ever since then, I had kind of been toying around with getting y'all to do the pink table anyway, like to see where this could go like that, and it evolved. I did not know until I talked the next morning that had happened. So that's why I'm just like, okay, well, let me hold on because I assumed that Shakim had admitted it. Let's see. Period. TMO. Let's give your girl a raise. But yeah, so we're gonna get Shakim to come up here because he can speak for himself. But also too, Nessa, I didn't watch your live yesterday, but I was last night. Did you come on last night?
I did, but I was busy. I only had like I don't even. I should
Cause
have
I was
never
kind of
even went
shocked that I didn't hear more from you. Cause after that darn purge live we had over there, and then
yeah, I
Reed
was
reminded
busy.
me. I'm so surprised you was so that you didn't eat that content up like I just thought you would, child.
I didn't eat the content of, but I ate. I definitely ate. So it was a good day. It was a good night. So
Bad Weed wants to know. She said Leo asked Ness about her saying she likes Jay Dunn during the defunct morning show last year.
what she said?
Asked Ness about her saying that she likes Jay Dunn doing their defunct morning show that they did last year.
She said to ask Ness, did she like Jay Dunn while doing the morning
No,
show? That
ask her about you saying. They said you said that you liked Jay Dunn doing y'all morning show last year. Like her in
I
what way? Like,
yeah, like what do you? Because you're not talking about in no other way besides a platonic way. Because I've never admitted to having feelings for Jay Dunn because I've never had feelings for her.
well, that's why I asked her what she mean, Roman. Please get my likes up, y'all. I just got 8 likes with 8 people in the chat. Thank you. So the aneurysm can find me too. Um, she said yes. Were you just playing with her though? I guess she's saying yeah. It was in a romantic way, and she said, or were
But
you just
that
playing?
tweet is messy. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't. I would.
Can we
Where
get
would
an
I?
example, Bad Weave?
I ain't never ever said that I have
Oh,
feelings
RY
for Jay
said
Dunn.
you said you love J Dunn.
Don't listen. R&Y is a Christian liar, so we ain't got time for her.
Oh, no, 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 no,
Okay.
no, no. Okay, not my head
R&Y
mod
is a
now.
Christian lie, child.
Well, wait, but love how though? Because there's nothing wrong with loving our friends. Nick. Let's just wait to see what they're.
There's no way I could love Jay Dunn because I've never loved Jay Dunn. So that
Well, I
that's just
mean,
crazy.
I'm kind of see if they trying to say romantic way or what are they trying to say? Because they just saying they laughing.
Child, these people here.
Christian liar. I know, right? She'll click a sinning link for a Christian lie. Don't play around with her. You know she clicks links, baby. And where the fuck
Okay.
is Shaquem?
Was he in the chat?
Yeah, he was his ass in the chat. Oh, my damn gays letting me down. Ro, Shaquem. I got to replace Ro as bailiff because he on some other shit, child. So Ro had got to be replaced for bailiff for my show. Jay Dunn was on Ness's panel, and before the live ended, Ness said, "I do like Jay Dunn," and changed her voice like she's just Crystal.
Now you know she a lie. Now you know she's a lie. I don't know what y'all talking about. That never happened. I never admitted to having feelings for Jay Dunn at no time. I don't know if y'all dreaming shit or in this case having nightmares, but no, that never happened. We ain't gonna play them crackhead games this morning. No, ma'am.
Look
Oh,
who
Jesus.
decided to step in the room after I
Demon
told
So
him I
and
was
Ness. So
replaced.
what is up?
And look who decided to come over after I told him he was replaced.
Demon So, you know what? But Ness, I gotta talk to you too on Ness.
Mhm.
Ness, boo. So when you were over there, when you were talking to Brian about you when I guess you like pretty much kind of told him how you
I
said
already
you
know
felt
what
that
you
I
want to
was.
ask me. I know what you want to ask me. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's time, Ness. So no, you know what? So when you had said that, when you was like, yeah, Ro will just start twerking on, he'll just start twerking in the middle of the street. So I know where you coming from with that. Like that came from that night when we were at the doing the club going
Yes.
about the club run, and then when I was dancing like that.
I have
But
no
you know
idea
what?
what
That's
you're
I
talking
was drunk.
about.
That's we got to realize that too. That I was like really drunk.
Hold on,
So
hold.
I
You
was
started in the middle. Hey, you assuming that my audience know what you're talking about. Can you start at the beginning? Like, why? What did? Where are you coming? Are you coming up here to ask, clarify something, or what?
And Demon, so I just got to the house. I'm gonna eat my breakfast and I'm coming back up.
Okay,
All right, I'm coming back, y'all. All right.
okay.
okay.
While Ness is
Okay,
gathering
boo.
her breakfast and her sound, can you restate to the audience what you wanted to ask Ness, please, so we can hear it because the background I couldn't hardly hear you.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm in a bad location. Can you hear me a little better
No,
now?
not you. It was Ness was on her car too, so I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. So yeah, so
Turn it down a little bit,
that the
just a
other
little bit.
turn it down.
A
Okay,
little bit down because you got an echo. Let me cancel your echo, but go ahead.
okay. So what I was talking about was the other day. Ness had talked to Brian, and she had told him that when you like to the point twerk and just twerk up on somebody. So where she kind of got that from, I understand because we were drunk, and I was like really free in Vegas. Like I was way more free than what I normally be. So when me, her, and King Roma were in the club, and I didn't even, usually, it's a straight club, gay club, something like that. So I wasn't really even paying attention to that. Normally I'm more on the level of, if I'm around some folks and it's a, straight club, hey, okay, I'm not going to be all free will like that. But when you going club hopping and things of that nature, you become more open and more free. So yeah, if I was twerking, maybe I'll up on Key Moment during the time of when we were going club hopping. That did kind of happen, and we were at a point where they was like, "Bro, remember where we at?" So that's probably where she got that from. I feel, and that's why she told Brian that. Because I don't know if y'all heard when Brian was like, "Oh, I'm scared," now. But no, I don't normally do that. I know where I'm at. Oh, you on most levels I do. But I was being that I wasn't in my state. I wasn't in that town. I was just more like, hey, I can kind of do whatever. But I was drunk though. We can't not let that be told. I was drunk, so a lot of what I may have done, I was more loose, with it. Not saying that I'm always pretty content with my liquor, especially as you get older. But yeah, that day I just was feeling a little, a little bit more free. But no, the type of free that Ness was trying to make it out for me to be, just like, yeah, Ro just be out here, um, just real free with his stuff. No, not it's not all like that. You know, if y'all kind of get where I was coming from, I just was bringing that up because she had brought it up the other day, and we never really kind of addressed that situation. Um, when we were in Vegas.
We're going back to the
Yeah,
Vegas. You're saying basically, yeah, recently you
yeah.
heard her say something that you felt like was over exaggerated, that wasn't quite what represented quite what you were meaning it to represent.
Yeah, yeah, because
Move
she
the
she
label. We
because
got
she
it because I guess Rose saw Ness up here, and me and her was talking about court, and I made a little joke, and I was just like, I'm firing my bather. So he just came up here to say such a shit, but he had been meaning to ask Ness something separate. So since she was up here, he went ahead and just asked it. And Ness is getting her breakfast, and she's gonna come back because she wanted Ro to explain to her exactly what. Well, no, she said I knew what you probably was finna say. So I guess she said something recently that she probably felt like Ro may take it a certain way or something. It just all coming
yeah.
together automatic, organically because they saw each other. Hey, Stefan. Stefan, you never did say in the chat when you gonna let me interview you. Okay, bad weave. It's too early for
But
Duce, baby. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, Uncle Claude. Do you, boo?
how you been doing though, Demon? So
Yeah, the fact that you gotta ask me how I'm doing on a public platform, I don't even wanna know.
you
Cause y'all, when I tell y'all, Ro
know,
has
it's
not
been
been scared.
crazy.
The sector has made Ro scared to talk to me because he don't want to seem like that I'm telling him what to do. And now somebody, his friend who supports and care about him, he decided to choose the sector over me. So I'm just letting y'all know.
No, you know what, dear? The thing that when they kind of just okay. So with the stuff that we I had going on with Brian, and all of a sudden he just tried to kind of really make it seem like that I was setting him up. That just kind of made me think like, well, dang, what is going on here? All of a sudden that just happened. Um, but I have been dealing with quite a bit of pressures at work
Yeah, I
because
was gonna
you
ask
can't
you
let
what's
none of
going on
that
because
stuff
normally
stop
I
you.
get my good work teeth fixed. I haven't called and got my good work teeth fixed. Is everything getting better or is it just kind of the same?
Well, I mean, it's getting better because I just took that route of you just can't care about everything and you can't take everything
Right,
so serious. So that's
right.
where I'm at, with it. I feel
What
like
about
yeah,
the
things are
training? Did
quite
they
vital.
decide? I know they pulled the plug on the travel part. So are you and your friend gonna still gotta go and actually watch this do the training locally?
No, if I oh yeah, I'm glad you said that. I got to get my card and stuff straight. I got to send that information in today. I should be going to Philly. I should be.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah,
That way
I
y'all can
think yeah.
concentrate because, like you said, that was a setup for failure. Like, ain't no way you can get that done by being at the job. Like that's a lot.
Facts. Yeah, no, with all this, camera and on that happens. So yeah, I just hope that everything does go
It
according. And
will.
right
You
now,
handle it
I'm set
good.
up
I've been
for it.
praying for your situation at work, giving you good thoughts, and then just like because we both had said this is like a year of different changes, and we kind of excited but cautious to make certain plans and just not going too much in personal business. But we've talked about like this year is kind of just like something we want to bet, and then also too we in a position where we kind of got to sit back because but this administration is like it's kind of putting you in a little bit of a chokehold, like not really being able to make certain moves. So yeah, me and you was talking about that. So we kind of got to like, yeah, you want to make certain moves, but then you also got to be like, I don't know, I need to watch out because it's too much shit going on, in the world, period, that may affect, our jobs and stuff. So it's just a hard
Absolutely, boo.
position to be in.
Yeah, so that's why I just been trying to be content on that, and
So
then
I've been seeing you keeping up with your what you say and then what? Keep up with your athletics, but what you say then what?
yeah, just trying to be content, on
Hmm.
staying focused, and I didn't really know exactly if Brian had canceled the whole trip. So I guess, that is all the way canceled. Because, I haven't talked to him about it, but, I don't know how his plans is going to go because I know Brooke was, talking to him about what he was trying to do, but he done told me to shut up. I don't even know if I can talk to him no more. So, that's what I was with. We were in church yesterday. And I was like, you don't act up like that in church. Somebody should have gave him a piece of candy out of their pocketbook yesterday because he was just acting up. I guess he didn't want to hear it now from the church yesterday. But he told me I couldn't even talk to him, y'all. So yeah. What's up, Hazar?
Oh
Yeah, he
yeah, we got the that boat, bro. I was gonna replace you as bailiff because you been kind of iffy or whatever. I had talked about Shaquille because he got the Shaquille subpoena himself, so he was gonna have to run double duty. Because that's like I don't know what my role is. You gonna have my because he been unreliable. And I said I got a whole bailiff out here with all these subpoenas that I got to get to these people. Now I just found out that Lemon's charges are adding up by the wazoo. Like I don't even have no charges against him. He's got a couple of subby members of the townsfolk of the B sector. They got a couple of grievances. So Lemon may have several subpoenas that I'm gonna need you to prepare. So
oh my
when
God.
you
See,
go
them
when you
grievances
go
ain't no
when you
joke.
go arrest him in
What the lemon
SK,
did.
I need you to use the best handcuffs too when you go arrest him in SK, because you know SK, he need, he got a little extra thick wrist, so I need to make sure when you go get his and pick him up for his charges, you remember and go ahead and eat your Wheaties and do a few push-ups, because it might be hard to get him into custody. Just letting you know.
Yeah, Sir King, he ain't gonna go out without a fight. Now, lately he's
Victory,
been real rowdy.
Jessica. Now
He's
see,
he been
now
working.
the people say you out here making bets. It's like how Brianna was collecting her bets about people who owe her money. I know my good sis and had my R&Y paid her debt. When you make bets with people, you gotta like honor them. So I heard that there was something presented to you and that you may have broke that verbal agreement limit. I'll tell more at court. So I need to add that to your subpoena. Now this ain't coming from me. The material that's coming in. My constituents, because I do represent the townspeople of the beef sector. They coming in, they got a few grievances to file separate from you and SK stuff. So, Lemon, you may need to go ahead and just get a comfortable chair, because I think you may have to answer to a few things. 1 second. Okay, here goes Nessa back row.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
Hey, sorry about that, bro. I wanted to eat my breakfast before it got cold, but go ahead.
Oh, that's fine, boo. Shoot, I didn't eat. I've been eating some grapes for breakfast. I did want to have me some breakfast too. But yeah, Ness, I was just talking about that whole thing when you were talking with Brian, and you told him basically, you was like, look, Brian, this how Ro is now right here. You was like, he may be on the street and he may just start popping into a twerk, just like right there. And then I was like, man, you gotta understand, boo. I was drunk. Okay, we was drunk, and then that was like what? That was probably like maybe the third club that we went to. So I was just real loose, But then, yeah, y'all let me know, because you saw me. I would get a little bit on, chemo when I was doing my thing, and then he was like, y'all was like, hold on, bro, remember where we at? Like he was like, what over here? You
But it
came
wasn't
over.
bad. It wasn't anything bad. And I think that the reason why I even had that conversation with Brian was because it seemed like Brian maybe thought that you was maybe boring in person, or you wasn't like you don't turn up, or like you don't have a good time. And I was just trying to tell him, nah, nah, Ro definitely knows how to have a good time, you know? So that was my purpose. Hello? Can,
Oh, my
can y'all
bad,
hear
man.
me?
My bad, y'all.
Oh,
Yeah, that was me. You know
okay.
what? Well, see, the thing about it, um, I mean, from what me and Ryan had talked about, about what we were planning on doing, I don't know. I feel like that he is quite. He may not be prepared for somebody that is in a way like real free with themselves like that. Um, and that's what I guess was kind of like you say he was scared of. So I guess
Because you're
when he
still
heard
open to
it, I
meeting
think he
up with
took
him,
that.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any quarrels with it, but I don't know.
Okay.
It's I don't know what he's planning on doing. I don't even think that's part of what he wants to do anymore. As apparently, of course, since yesterday, he really don't even want to, I guess, talk to me. So I don't know. I
So
don't
I
even
know
know
you
if he
guys
plans
had
on going on
something on.
vacation.
I didn't see y'all on Jay Wilson's like in its entirety. So did y'all get into it over there at Jay Wilson's?
Well, no, everything I was doing, I was playing, but he seemed like he was serious. So I guess you can say we may have, but I was just playing. But I don't know.
Well,
I
he
think
kept
he
asking
was
me to let
angry.
him cool off. He was like, "Just, I keep telling you, leave me alone, but you keep on trying to talk." Like most people would just back away, because obviously I need a break. And I was like, "Oh Lord, what does this do to Virginia?" Because even somebody in the audience said Virginia was canceled. I said, "Well, I haven't heard that Virginia is canceled."
What kind of break is he looking for? Like, what, like a break?
Well,
He
he was
don't need
just
no break.
saying, no, he
If
was
he
saying
wanted to
you.
catch me,
He said he wanted you to stop talking because he didn't want to get too far because he was getting upset. And he said you kept trying to talk to him, and he was like, most people would just okay back off and let him, because he said I heard when he was telling you no, no, and when you trying to talk to him, he was like, you not listening, you still not listening. Most people would have just stopped because I'm not gonna do you. I know, and you kept saying, well, what did I do different than anybody else? I think that was your issue. Like, what happened? Why are you mad at me?
Yeah, he was sounding quite a bit like a victim, because I was like, if he wanted to cuss me out, he could have cussed me out. But he wasn't really even trying to kind of hear what I was saying. Because
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
wanted
being
you
that
to
I
talk to him at
was,
all. He didn't want to hear from you at all. Is what he was trying to say. Yeah.
And you kept like talking to him? Is that what it was? And
Well, it's like
yeah,
everybody was up
when
there talking. It
it
really
was
wasn't.
about
Rose kept
him.
on poking him. It was kind of hard not to talk back because something would come back up, and then he would say something, and then Brian would be like, "Well, I told you not to address me," and then you was like, "Well, I'm talking to Pastor." So it was like a group conversation. But I think Rose was like getting on his nerves, and like at a point, and he wanted him to not address him, even no matter what. Now, don't say nothing towards him at all. But everybody kept talking. It was just kind of I don't know. It was a hard position to be in, I guess, but.
mm,
Yeah, because it was the conversation was about him, and then it was, pretty much on people's opinions of what the way he felt about certain things. When it came to the trans community, as well as the fact that I'm like, okay,
Yes, thank you,
you
Dallas. That's what it was. The bar when that because Sir Kingdom was, I mean, not
yeah,
Sir King, but Jay Wilson was kind of making light. He wanted a nasty piece of razor bar, and they was basically calling Brian out saying, you can't, how you had these views on trans, but you wanted to dabble and for Ro to help you dress up and do something for a social experience, but you don't like the people who do that for their lifestyle. And I think that's what and so Ro kept saying he was hypocritical, and I think at that point he didn't want to keep having that discussion. Because Rose kept saying, "No, no, I'm gonna say it, now, because you being hypocritical, and I don't understand it." And he was like, "Shut up, don't talk to me." And Rose was like, "But it don't make sense because you being hypocritical." And then Jay Wilson would say his little thing, Brian would say it back. But then when Rose would chime in again, he'd be like, "I said, please don't talk to me. Like you don't understand. Give people they space. If they say don't talk to me, that means they trying to like keep it a certain way. Like leave me alone. I don't want to hear from you because I see what you're doing." He just kept kind of doing that about it. And Ro just wanted to tell him that he was being hypocritical because that didn't make any sense. But he didn't want to have a dialogue about it.
yeah, because he said that I had what did he say?
Hey,
He said that
Stephen.
I was trying to jump him. Yeah, he said I was
hey,
trying to
Steph.
jump him. What's up, Stefan?
What's up, everybody? Can you guys hear me okay?
Y- Keep talking.
Can you hear me okay? Testing one, two, three. I'm
Yeah, you
trying
sound
on these
good.
Yeah, it's
earbuds.
clear.
Awesome. What's up,
Yeah.
Ro? Hey, Nat.
Hey, what's going on,
Hey,
Stefan? How are you
Steph.
doing today?
Not much. I'm just hearing this Virginia piece. So I guess Virginia's officially canceled.
I don't think it's officially canceled. I think that they're just probably trying to. They're just in an awkward position right now, but I think they might eventually meet.
Hey, Dr. LaShawn. Well, yeah, but
I,
if dates are secured and tickets secured, I guess Ro is confused. He's like, if I don't talk to you, what does that mean for? But I don't think Brian was trying to. I think Brian's point was that I'm not saying anything permanent. I just want you to leave me alone right now.
I wonder if this
I
situation
don't know
with
about that. It seemed like he was trying to say it was permanent.
what if
I
the
don't know about.
situation were
The
reversed and you
problem, they
were to
neither one of
go
y'all on
to
the same
him?
page about that. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Yeah, what if you were to go to Texas? I mean, wonder if he'd be more comfortable with that and you were to actually come to him because we know that you will actually show up, So I wonder if it'd be a situation where, maybe
They've
he'd be more
already
comfortable
like
with
went
going
with
in.
that. He don't want to be in his hometown area. That's why they was trying to travel.
Oh,
Brian wants to go outside of the area. That was the whole like point. Yeah.
oh, okay. That's why he wanted to go to Virginia.
Yeah,
Okay.
Look at
But I
Alex.
yeah,
thought
but I mean,
y'all,
but he
I
has
thought
other
y'all,
plans though that he was trying to venture off to do too. So that's something as well. Like even if we don't meet up, he has other people, other content creators that he has discussed things with that he wanted to meet. So he may just be doing that. You know, they may be more. I guess they could be behind the scenes talking about it.
I thought y'all had
So he
already
had more
met.
things to do.
Y'all, y'all seem to be, paired up quite often. So I just thought y'all had already met. It seemed like y'all, have a connection on here. So I always thought that y'all had already met.
Nah, no, we hadn't met yet. It was something that he wanted to do because we did at first. The first of this year, we had a plan to meet. And then we had some things happen where we, it just didn't go through right. So then he was saying that he was coming, but I don't know. It's like right now, like I feel like he doesn't trust me. That's that's one thing, and then I think he feels like um he may not really like who I am as well. Because certain things that about Brian when it comes to the people that he does surface around, he kind of states, he doesn't kind of like the way they do this or they do that. So I think that's something as well. Because he had told Nessa the other day, he was like, oh, he was kind of scared to meet me when she pretty much gave him how she feels that I am, in person. And he just seems to have a thing about that. That somebody kind of just being themselves. Like if I was just like feminine or something like that, I think he's scared that he feels that I could be, and
What
he
does
may
you
not be able
being
to handle
feminine
that.
have to do with anything with meeting up? What
You
does
said
that
what
have to do
now?
with it? What is you being feminine or what your femininity? What does that have to do with you meeting him?
I think that it references around how comfortable he is with his self. I think that references that. I mean, I could be wrong on it, but I know he has told me, in the past where a guy he talked to was kind of really being real open around other people. They may have talked, sex talk around somebody elder of theirs, and he didn't care for that much. So I don't know. I think certain things Brian wants
But if
somebody
you're
to
going out of
be a
the
certain
area
way.
to meet him, I mean, if he's going out of the area to Virginia, I mean, at that point, what it does it really matter? Because I mean, he don't know anyone in Virginia. He's going there to meet you, so who cares what other people in Virginia think? Because that's not where he stays at.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. Um, I don't know. I think he has never fully trusted me, anyways, because that could be a reason why he really wasn't all that. First idea for me to actually go to Texas, if possible. I think it is something he never really trusted me because he never really liked the fact that I told him that I'm not like this full on loyal individual when it comes to YouTube. That's all I said. I was like I wasn't really loyal like that. He always kind of held that over my head that he feels that I'm just not this unloyal person that so I guess that's just where it falls. But no, it's because I do
Wait,
have a
hold on.
full
That's
time
an
position.
interesting thing right there. Marty, right, who does it? You really feel like Brian don't like him? Why would he even get a trip together and try to come visit him or either try to do the first trip to San Antonio if he didn't truly like him? You mean almost like how frenemies are, where you can be cool, but the person secretly may always have not liked you or like everything about you, and then you kind of find out maybe like not single white female, but kind of just like the true word of frenemies,
Not
I guess.
single white female. You know that.
No, like how? Cause you didn't. They know you never knew that what she was thinking the whole time. Like it seemed like, oh yeah, I admire you, I like you, but in my head, I'm kind of like resenting things about you, and some of it may be even about myself. Like, cause sometimes people who are like other people who are real comfortable, and if they're not comfortable, that makes them kind of resent that in a person. Kind of like, oh, you're free, you're comfortable, like you don't like put no thoughts into things before you how you present yourself because you want people to see you as you are. But some people may feel like no, I don't like that because it needs to be presented a certain way so you're not stereotyped. But when you get with a person who don't care about those stereotypes and are free, then yeah, it will bother someone who had issues with that themselves or whatever. Because Brian has the thing with like the trans and then the religion and all those some of those real like Republican views, even though he's part of the community. And some of those views are kind of a juxtaposition of himself. So it's kind of like, okay, well, the little things that I don't like about being overtly gay, or like too feminine, whatever. Well, if somebody like bro don't care and just free with themselves, they may judge that. But then they curious about it because they want to do the whole social experiment because they kind of like the fact that you are free. It's weird. It is a weird place to be in because it's like I like that because he's able to be like that where maybe I don't feel like I can, but also the same way that you are. it also may cause issues because it may make him uncomfortable too. It's a hard position to be in.
Yeah, and I don't know. I could be wrong. I may be one of the first people that Brian, if he was to have, have came, I may have been one of the first people that he may have met. I think off of this, off the app, especially gay man. So, um, that could, just be something as well because he is and I'm not saying this in a way to define his character or something like that, but he's a scary type person. And then the way I'm saying it is just like he always has his guard up. That's what I mean. Like when I say that. So if I was to come up on him, he's gonna look like, let me tell y'all the people that I feel are like that. Like Rico is like that, but Rico has met people on this app. But I know Rico he always is saying like he got his guard up too. Like because somebody, I think it was King Roman, when he met King Roman, King Woman was like that. Rico like looked up like when he heard his name called, like, oh hold on, do I gotta pull some out and hit you with it? And then he looked and saw who he was. He was like, oh okay, oh that's King Woman. He got that type of vibe because over here we fight. It's just fighting all the time. So you could have said something to somebody. So certain people over here may hold on to a certain type of guilt. It could be a playful type of guilt, but that guilt still kind of maybe invested in. Even though they say, "Oh, I don't give a f," I'm gonna call you this and that, but on a level, that's still something that they watching for. Because Brian, he pretty much showed all of that when he felt like said, that he felt that I was setting him up with, with all these people supposedly coming or something like that. That's what really made him be more standoffish to say, hold on, you trying to set me up. You already know that I be holding on to, a weapon all the time. And, you call my name, you better call my name right. It's just that type of stuff, you know. That's why I don't have, that's why another reason why I say the whole thing of no loyalty, because, you hold on to the loyalty over here, and it's a lot of responsibility that comes with having a platform over in this area, especially when you're dealing with people that may not, like they'll come up here. Yes, I do understand. I understand why he could have felt that way. I've actually met people off of this app, so I'm more comfortable. Him, probably not so much, and
I don't. I'm not
so
sure if you
yeah,
met anyone
that's just
before.
where I'm at.
Before the Vegas trip, Ro. But I'm sorry, I had a cough. But we saw that you met several people up in Vegas, and we didn't see you do anything malicious as a result. Like you weren't in the background taking any embarrassing photos and putting them out of people. You weren't doing any of that. So I don't see why someone would be afraid to meet you. I mean, not unless I missed something, but I didn't see any indication that you were being, malicious to anybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. Like one time, I guess Brian, he felt like he kind of knows my character. I'm saying I'm this freak. One time he gave me this, like, I felt it like just like this disgust, this feeling of disgust when, okay, I'm single, but I ain't saying I'm out here just sleeping with everybody. But that's the way he kind of made it be, because I said I won't really looking for a relationship or something like that. So that's when they throw you in the whole category. So
He
that's
threw you in
something
the
too.
whole category.
Yes, yeah, he did. He threw it because he always says I'm for the streets. So since then, it's just no. I guess he muffed that up with my sense of loyalty. Um, but yeah, so that's where we at. I don't know. Brian, I told him that I'm going to be myself, though. I told him, I was like, look, I'm not cutting any corners with that. We do, yeah, ever meet up, you just gonna get rolled. So I don't know, maybe he's not ready to handle who Ro is. Um, that's Brian. But I do say this though, I did not want LaDonna to die. I didn't want the whole LaDonna thing. I didn't want that. If that's something that he wanted to do, I didn't want him to not do it anymore. But I don't know. I think he may be they may not be trying to do that no more. But not just from yesterday. I mean, that we were only talking for what, an hour or two, and you talking about you don't want to be LaDonna no more.
Who's LaDonna?
That was going to be Brian's drag persona.
Oh,
Yeah, he was gonna. But see, the thing about it though, Brian may not have been doing it with the right intentions, but he wanted to do it like if not that, he may have just wanted to just do the whole thing with just makeup. I think maybe that because that's where we were first at. He just was saying
so
that
where he
well
supposed to be doing this LaDonna character at? Like online
on
or?
no when we met up, he wanted me to make him put some makeup on him because he sees the light wrong because
Oh,
he wanted to do a video with me, ASMR video, but the ASMR video was going to be us eating. Like he wanted to do a food one, but then he brought on the thing of saying, "Well, I see you over there, sometimes playing with makeup." So he was like, he would want to be, uh, a product of being made up. And I was like, "Oh, really? Is that something you want to do?" And he
I wonder
basically
if
said,
he was
"Yeah."
gonna keep the beard or like was he gonna shave it or
I don't know because
got
I've seen
excited?
Brown with a beard and without one, so he may have wanted to do the whole thing. I think we were at the point where if he's gonna do it, he want to do it right. So he may have just cut everything off. He said he called it a project that was what is it, a social experiment. Yeah, he called it a social experiment. So yeah, that's what it was. I was like, well, you're saying it so it's not an experience because that's normally what it is. If you dress it in drag, it's an experience, like doing it for Halloween. But I don't know. On some level, I feel like he was doing it out of maybe trying to roast somebody. Because
Oh, the
he
troll.
has ways about the troll the trans community. Because see, that's another thing too. I don't think Brian knows fully exactly what drag is or if he really cares. I think he's one of the ones he would prefer to stay ignorant on it, especially when he's fighting somebody that maybe gets down with drag or something. Because he'll throw them right in the category of being trans. So I'd be like, oh, you probably just don't want to really get into exactly what drag is when you're fighting somebody. So I don't know. I would hope that he wouldn't just be trying to dress up to call somebody disgusting and say, oh yeah, this is what it is. This is what it is right here. But I don't know. It seemed like he just wanted to try something maybe for the first time. And he knows I'm comfortable, in certain areas of things. So maybe that's just why, you know. But he the one who took it to that level to actually talking about somebody named LaDonna. Because I was just like, okay, I can just apply some makeup in there. But then LaDonna came on up out the woodworks. And then the wig, and I was like, oh dang. So and then I heard
Is that
something about
what
a
he was
dress.
supposed to getting that dress from James?
Yeah, I didn't know anything. Steph, I didn't even know about this situation with the dress until just recently when they were talking about it. Because I was like, oh, so that really did happen. And yeah,
Yeah,
so apparently they
I
were
was
talking about
watching
it.
Brian's live, and he mentioned something about how about that gown about something. Now I'm not sure. I might be 100% accurate, but he was referencing that it was supposed to be meant for him or something, and he would look better in the gown than Treasure Lane would. I'm not sure if he was joking or not, but I did hear him mention the dress because he was showing pictures of it, saying that he didn't like James didn't look good in it. But so much for
Yeah,
that
because
dress now, because
he
I
was in
guess it's
fight
cut
mode.
up. It's cut up now, so nobody's going to be able to do anything with it.
yeah. James said the other day that he couldn't, give it to him. But I don't remember where that situation happened at. Um, I don't know how included Brown was in it, because I want to say that Queen Tulsa was talking about it. I think she was. So I don't know, that could have been something where he was just in the background and they were trying to say, oh yeah, we got one for you to put on. I don't even know where LaDonna came from. I guess Brian made LaDonna. But that's who he started yelling out, though. He started yelling out LaDonna. I call her Michelle LaDonna. Okay. Pop
Michelle
so heavy out
LaDonna.
here. Michelle LaDonna. Ain't that pretty? But then they said that the full name, if Brian wants to clarify, they said that for real, the full name is LaDonna. Oh shoot, what did she say earlier, y'all? It was LaDonna Jenkins. But Dupree. Yeah, LaDonna Dupree Jenkins. I don't know where
Wait, what's
LaDonna
the middle name?
Dupree
LaDonna what?
LaDonna Dupree Jenkins. Yeah, ain't Stephen, ain't he working? He working that. So would you want something
That's
like
a
that to
name.
pass the
That's
die?
definitely a name.
Yeah, but he tried to suffocate LaDonna the other day though and throw her in a river. And I said,
Oh,
oh no,
oh,
LaDonna.
not throw LaDonna in the river.
Yeah, he tried to kill her yesterday, Stephen. And I said, no, I was rushing to try to get the Crime Stoppers number. But I said we can't have no stuff like this when a lady got a whole name out here. And her bob is just sitting there ready for
Brian, you
somebody
can
to put on.
Brian, come up and click the link if you want to, child. I'm just letting the road go on, child. Honey, Roe
Oh, he down here?
yeah, he in here. Didn't you have some
So
questions for
they done
Brian,
tell me this
Stephen?
too.
The people got questions.
You said you had some questions for Brian?
Who?
You.
Oh, I mean, not really. I
Uh,
mean, I guess I could when if it comes up. Here, I guess
well,
to hear
y'all,
his
because
side.
Roe is
I guess to
answering
hear his
for
side
him.
of the whole meet up between him and Roe. Like, what were his reservations? Just to get some clarity on it, at least for Roe's sake. I could think maybe people may want to know that.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Brian wants to come up because, yeah, that's when. So y'all was engaged. Speaking of pastors, I did not see pastors live. I saw he did. I was in and out like a little bit at first, but I saw he did like a 6 hour live, and I just went back, Ellie, and saw the uppity part when she was showing the kitchen and stuff. Who was that up there with the tea? Because at first I thought it was Hershey, but she wouldn't be arguing with uppity like that and talking about her house or telling her that she used. They said something about seasonings
Oh,
off the
like
floor. They said that she used seasonings off the floor. What you mean? Like she picked them up and used them when they had fell to the floor? Then look at Ro gonna skedaddle along when we done called for Brian.
sure did. I just noticed that. Get back up here, Ro. Get your ass back up here. One of y'all click the link. But TMO, I didn't hear you ask anything about an interview. I must have I don't know, I must have had the volume down. That I don't know what happened. But what's the interview supposed to be about?
With who?
You said
You?
something about an
Oh yeah,
interview.
I was gonna ask you just different questions. People curious about you. You've been asking questions in this sector, and like some of your like where your area you came from. I wanted to talk about. Remember we brought up that conversion thing yesterday. Everybody was
Right,
trying to
yeah.
have a good conversation with that, but it started going other places, and I don't know. They picked it up and kind of took the topic because people we was
Oh,
like
yeah.
interested in it before, and then just general questions. Wait, hold on a second. Her child was unattended too and dropped the seasoning. Uppity put it in a cooler without bag or a cooler bag without a bag or grace. I don't remember who the lady the panel name was. Yeah, because at first she had the same emblem that Hershey was a had, but now I listened to the voice and I said, oh well, for one thing, that's her Uppity's mind. And they get along, so she wouldn't be saying all of that. But uppity versus mother, yeah, I seen James up there a little bit. I should have got my laptop so we could play a little bit of it, but I didn't because like they said it was the last hour or so. So I just went over there and just looked at a little summary of it. Basically, Uppity was doing her thing with the if it's late at night, Uppity open her cam, child, you about to have a show regardless. When she opened that camera and she feeling good,
That
child, it's nothing.
yeah, it does. Yeah.
She's
She's
hit panels
giving people
before
a show.
How did that child have all that time to be making that much of a mess in that small apartment? See, I gotta go and look and see how it came up and all of that because I don't really know. I want to just come over here and talk about yesterday because it's like so much happened yesterday, but I felt like nobody's doing content on it. Like, well, what's the hell's going on? Like, everybody is now. I know when I be in the news, folks be eating that shit up, and I was like, what happened? Is it because everybody is struck or what? Because Pizarro's live. I mean, when I tell y'all. I'm gonna just give a rundown what I learned seen yesterday. Now, I want to get the talk about y'all got any questions or any particular points of past alive you want me to pull up because I could switch over to my laptop, but I'm gonna do court later. Somebody just left me a nasty piece of comment though on my wall, trolling man, talking about you tired of this overdone, stolen, overused idea of court. First of all, having court is no is in different places is no novel idea. Nobody recreated court, and now I am aware there's been places in YouTube that's done court before years ago or currently or whatever. It's not, but I brought it over here to the beef sector, and it's part of how I'm going to present my content in a fun way with the court. It's still content, so I don't really
Hello.
need I don't need anybody's permission to do my court show, but there is no overdone overuse of in the beef sector because I was the one who first started doing it in the beef sector. So and I haven't been able to have too many shows because of participation. So if you're gonna leave a comment on my wall, especially if you don't support me, I don't want anybody who don't support me leaving me no comment because I don't want your motherfucking feedback or your motherfucking comment. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, you getting on your computer, Allie? Okay. But anyway, so that was uppity. So y'all say uppity, Trace, you got into it. Then you got uppity versus everybody, I guess, on the panel. But I want to start a little bit first. So basically, I want to get my own recap then of yesterday what I was involved in. So, evidently people were
CMO,
getting
I'm gonna step down into the chat and listen to your commentary. Okay.
okay.
All right.
Same damn argument. Okay. So I'm gonna get my rendition of the lives that I was a part of yesterday, and then we can just see what else is going on. I see Rhoda slipped off, Nesta slipped off, child. Who else live? Cause honey, they leaving me over here, and I'm trying to plan a damn court show. But anyway, so I was just chilling at Pizarro's. Hold on a second. Oh, that's just bad chat. Oh, okay. Well, I'm just waiting on get a comment. Okay, so I was just chilling or whatever. Wasn't nothing too eventful going on. Well, everybody started getting struck. Now, at this point, who all is on their backup channel? I know J Dunn successfully won some hold on a second. Okay, I got a chat. I got a live back here I could show from Shakim's live where he brought it up and we can go over in a second. Oh, Bree was live when? Yesterday or today? Sorry, y'all, I had to drop. Let me see something. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, all right. I see what's going on. And yeah, she came live after me. Girl, I don't get this. I hardly ever go live. But when somebody do go on top of me, it's been a repeated thing from over there. I don't get it. It was done when I was talking about court. And I'm just like, somebody with 25,000 times your subscribers, to me, that's no flex. But anyway, it's like you purposely come live when I'm coming live. I don't get it. I'm not playing games with nobody. I'm just going to do my shit and then y'all can just enjoy the replay, child. But anyway, so let's go. Since folks want, that means I'm gonna give my commentary how I want to fucking give it to it. I was gonna do that anyway, but anyway, so I was over minding my business or whatever, and it turns out people were on backup channels, right? And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Lee? They been doing she been doing that though, Pazar. I'm not finna play games. Like with the court show. She asked the people who when that time with Lim and I found out too that and I wanna shout out once again to Rodney and to Brooke and for Nina for holding me down that day because they was trying to let me know what was going on and roll. But I was just like, oh, enjoying the live. I didn't care how many people I had or whatever. But the very people that I subpoenaed, even and they knew about it because Lolo had just been over here and Lemon knew about it. The very people, and then Ness was, I had got mad at Ness, but I had to apologize to her because Ness wasn't even over there because I didn't actually see it. But that day, I was when it was done on purpose. Like, oh, I'm not gonna be long. I got something. Then they started. It started out being 3 hours, 3 hours, and I was trying to have a court, and everybody who was subpoenaed was over there on her panel. Like, I'm not finna be. I'm past the point of being trying to be convinced because I already know what it is. So there's no reason. Like, I'm not even trying to talk about it for approval of it or for the agree or disagree because I already know what happened. And I was just kind of naive to it. And finally they called me up, and that's why I said if any of them people ever need a favor from me, they got it. Because when I tell you we did court on our own. The people enjoyed it. We didn't need the people here. We had a good time. We rode with it. And then today the same thing. But I was gonna actually talk about the commentary, which seems like everybody wasn't doing. So I'm glad that people is going live. What's up, Allie?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm fine. What's going on, boo?
Hey y'all. So anyway, I hate that you missed the actual live because it was fucking hilarious. The last, I'm gonna say, like, hour and a half, 2 hours was just top tier comedy, pure comedic gold. But so Uppity gets into it with no, hold on, let me back up. So first, Brian and Passa and all them, they're enrolled, they're having their discussion about LaDonna, so on and so forth. So from there, Uppity continues to interject. I guess perhaps she's now a gay male. I'm not sure why she needed to do so, but anyway, she's interjecting. All right. So then the conversation steers towards her and Mother. No, I normally don't hit links. However, last night was hilarious and she didn't watch it and nobody was on the link to tell her, so I decided I would do it for you guys. So this is my recap. Anywho, um, so Uppity and Mother start getting into it, and for some odd reason, she then decided to give us a tour of her pink kitchen. And then we got to see the wrinkled walls. Then from there, we were looking at, she said it was like herbs that the baby had spilled everywhere, but it was just, I mean, pure chaos. Like when I first saw it on the screen, I was like, oh my God, what am I seeing? Like I was getting frantic, like it was really bad. So from there, she decides that we need to look at her. We started looking at legs. But the interesting part about that was then we got to see the floor and the rest of the house. And like I'm like focused on the background, and it just looks like you're living in a goddamn alley because there's just trash and whatnot strewn about everywhere. And then her and Mother, he reads her for filth, and somebody screaming in the background, show the stove, and then she got mad and she finally dropped down, and it was wonderful. It really was wonderful. And that was it.
Oh, I thank you, Ellie, for hitting the link to give me a rundown. No, I had went to sleep early and I had woke up late, so I'm in the middle of the night, so I didn't see all of this. But whenever Uppity turns camera and getting ready to enjoy herself, child, it's always pure comedy gold. I got to go back and review it. 1 second, my man thought to say. What might I say? In my head, I've been saying Allie like Allie the Sag.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Lee.
And Viv started cussing too. Oh
Oh,
shit.
Viv was cussing. Like she's a professional cusser. I was so shocked that she was saying bad words. I mean, she was going there. And I think honestly, I think that she really caught Uppity off guard with how strong she came out of the corner. I mean, when I say she showed up laced up, Vaseline on the face, earrings was gone, the wig, she ain't got one. Okay, so like she was ready, and I think everybody in the chat was really shocked and surprised. And so for like a second, I don't think Uppity even knew how to, you know what I'm saying, come back with that one. It was, yeah, she was cussing. Doing she was cussing. So it was a good live. It really was. It was good.
Lord, Pastor Ben. Okay, so that means Uppity ain't gonna be visiting for a while. So okay, just check on her while she was fine. Oh, from Ali. Okay, so your name is pronounced Ali. I guess I be thinking about Ali the Sag too. So your
Oh
name is
yeah,
Ali.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Ali like Muhammad.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yes,
awesome. Yeah, we've
but
been
people
cause
are
do you
always
know who
like,
Ali is that we talking about?
well, yeah, I know that she came from the black sector, and
Mm-hmm.
so I would be in the chat, and then she would be doing her thing too. But then people would always ask if I'm her, and I'm like, no, I'm myself. Or people will be like, oh, you are a troll. I'm not a troll. I'm a real person, and that's it. I had actually hit Rodney's link yesterday, and talked to him for a bit. So like, I'm an actual person.
Well, it's good to hear your voice. Yeah, as soon as I heard you, I knew you were in Natalie. So, but yeah, it's good. Thank you so much for summer. I gotta go over there, honey, and get that all in full uppity glory. I had to get uppity up here. Uppity, if you in the cloud, draw down, girl, because they
El
say
Blue, she did not let Viv have it. Viv let her have, and I'm talking about slung her all around up
what?
there. Then from there, Mother had got on in it, and it was just it was brutal. And I will give it to her. Uppity has, I mean, her confidence is like next fucking level.
Yes,
You know
it's
what I
on
mean?
steroids.
Like
She need to bottle it up and sell it,
yes,
baby.
I think that I'm gonna start waking up and getting in the mirror, and I'm gonna be like, I'm a bad bitch like Uppity today. You know what I mean? Like her confidence, you just can't knock it. So, um, and good for her, really good for her. But it's just like I don't it's amazing how different people think, because you would think that certain stuff you would have shame, or you'd be like, hell no, I'm not doing this, and Uppity don't give a damn. Oh yes, and then I forgot about the body. Uppity the body. So after the home tour, the tour of the leg, she then needs to show us the tiny waist, of course, because my girl's been losing weight. She's getting summertime fine. So she turns on camera again, hops onto the folding chair that's in the middle of the living room, and shows us the tiny waist. I know all of you seen it. Bad Weave, you saw it. Rain, I know all of you. Y'all got a good look at it. And she turns around, and we got to see her backside. Um, and she wiggled a bit, and then it went from there. And I don't know if that's before or after Mother called her a whore. I'm not positive, but or a harlot. I'm sorry.
Harlot. Oh Lord,
Oh,
she done called her
because
old fashioned hoe.
well,
Okay.
that's because so all right. So then Uppity was telling everybody about how she didn't want to get married, but preferred to have, her babies out of wedlock, so on and so forth. And so Mother was like, well, how are you shaming, the LBGTQ, um, how are you shaming this group, but then you're having babies out of wedlock, and it's just, again, her confidence. I don't know if it's confidence or it's delusion, but either way, it works for her, and so I don't think that I don't think she really grasped that certain stuff that other people just wouldn't say in that way. So I don't know. I'm not really sure. It's a little odd, but it is what it is. So and
I would love for Elpa to come over here and give her a rundown of it, child. I need that. This making me want to go get my laptop because I just got to get a damn the fucking key off of this. I might go get my. Let me see. I thought
oh
it was
yeah,
crazy.
her father, yes. So then we find out last night also that her father raised her, and she's one of, I want to say, maybe 10 children. So her father raised her, and there was a bit of discrepancy, because it's alleged in the past she was telling people that she was raised by her grandma. So I think she was just a little confused, is what we're
Oh,
gonna say. So I don't know.
Yeah, because I knew her father was instrumental. Because I think he was like even part of the Black Panther movie. But her father was actually interesting with his, and you could tell with the way uppity speak she was raised with pro black type influence and different stuff like that. And I think that's where some of the self esteem comes from. And you can tell she had a lot of contact with her father. Girls that usually have a lot of contact with their father usually have a higher level of self esteem. I've noticed, especially us, and during that time, like being on code and all that type of stuff. So yeah, I do. I didn't know that he raised her though, but
Yeah, that's what she was telling everyone, which shout out to black dads. I have a black father, black mother, but I know my dad was never playing that he wasn't playing that shit. You better not come up in here with no babies and there's no ring on your finger. He wasn't having it. So I don't know. But either way it goes, she was raised and she was raised. So, bless her. And yeah, guys, did I miss anything? I think we kind of got it. That was it.
we gonna go around Jay Wilson's house. Let me get my laptop because I got to pull this up. I'm gonna switch up. Wait, no delusion. People just have high self esteem. Oh, okay, I'm a I'm gonna switch devices here in a second, but and then we can go around Jay Wilson's house because the rest of it I can do off my dome. As far as yesterday, were you in Pizarro's Purge live, Allie?
Uh,
On her
no,
backup?
no. Oh, wait. Oh my goodness. Are we talking about when she was talking about like the Yaya situation?
Yeah.
I saw some of it. There was a lot of lives last night. Like, let me tell you, you content creators had me stressed yesterday. I was supposed to like be going and taking care of stuff around the house. I accomplished nothing because I was so busy
You
being in
gotta
y'all's
multitask.
business.
That used to be my problem too, because I'm an active chatter. I can't just be like everybody be cleaning their house, getting stuff done, but I have to be in the chat and I have to like be focusing. But you have to learn to multitask because these shits, you be looking up in 4 hours, be gone. You be like, what the
Yes.
fuck?
Yes, my husband came home and was like, "What did you do today?" Nothing. I've been on the YouTube chatting. Leave me alone, So
Right? Because it was
yeah,
just
so
one
I
only.
saw I saw some of it. I did see where she was giving kind of the and pizza. Please don't cuss me out or block me from your chat because I'll just make another damn page and come back anyway. So let's not go there, please. But Pizza was giving like the backstory of some of the things. And no bad weave because I'm gonna make one with the same name. It's gonna be Ali. You thought you blocked me. I'm back. Okay. So anyway, sorry. Um, she was giving the backstory of it, and I must say I was a little I was surprised by some of like the information she was saying, like as far as kind of like the behind the scenes kind of doxing and stuff like that was going on, or things that kind of Yaya was
Well,
I guess
that's
had
where
put
I'm
out about
glad you
people.
said that, Allie. Because that's what the point. That's I think from listening to the live yesterday, because I was in it and listening to some of the people's like Reed's commentary on it, and that's about all I've been able to listen to. Yeah, 'cause I don't know if Pastor brought it up last night because I was looking. I know Pastor was gonna have a little time. It seems like he was distracted last night, so I don't know if Pastor covered it on his live. But that's what the kind of tension is. I've seen because people like you come in live, blah blah, and then some of the questions was asked was like, well, if we believe the story the way it has, there are several doxers in this conversation, right? But
Yep.
I think that was the point of contention, whether some believe that that wasn't doxing. So I didn't. I had a little funny little way. I was thinking about it in my head. I was like, boy, so I be cracking myself up. I was like, you know what? But I gotta say that train of thought from my life because I was like, the best way to break it down is like this, and that's like you can look at it whether it was doxing, but I think the way it was communicated, it was supposed to be a little bit like this. Okay. So Pizarro knew what he looked like before anybody else because of cash apps. Sometimes when people green, especially, but I thought he prided herself on being an IT genius, but I digress. But game number one would be don't have a face on your cash app in the beef sector, right? So for a while when Pizarro was the sole benefactor of those cash apps, he was using her established cash app. I don't know if it had her name on it or not, but it also had a pic of her. Well, I remember getting into it. He kind of used me to launch off into the sector. We all know how that worked. Jay Dunn, we was arguing with her, whatever. Now, around that time, it's kind of like this. He was trying to get everybody to trying to test them to see if they would dox her because I don't know. I was mentioning in the chat, but I don't know if everybody saw it. Y'all do remember that Demetra was also sent a picture too. And Demetra showed it because it was almost like this heat was feeling like, well, I know what this group of people going to say. Hey, I'm light skinned. I got a little tattoo around my neck. I'm not worried about nothing in this sector because I know this is the sector where I can get away with saying the shit I said to demon so and nobody care. So for sure, I'm gonna be like, the girl's gonna love me. So it's almost to me like she was begging for her picture to be shown because you were sending to people, but making them promise not to. And everybody who gave her email could have received it. I remember Demetrius said it, and that was before she got into it with her. And then different people were saying it. Now I do remember in the chat one time that the avatar was changed to that. But at the time, people didn't know what they were looking at because Pizarro's chat used to have 1,000 plus on a nightly basis. So it's kind of hard to see those little things. Like, hell, the troll page running around to me. And I'm over there all the time on saying TM knows backup with a picture of me. But the chat used to run so fast. So it's like you really couldn't notice it. And then so it made sense to me when Pizarro said it was called, Bree called her doing that and reached out like, quit playing, change your picture. Because at the time, they wasn't, nobody's supposed to know what she looked like. And then when she got up and just got upset, because of course when you get up there and you battling, it's kind of hard to use self-control and you like, I could end this bitch right now. And I guess she just switched the pick back. But basically to get back to how, because some people was like, how's that not Doxing? How's this Doxing? So I said, the way I understood the story was just like this. Okay, Pizarro, that's my friend. Just like if I got some, I would probably tell Nina, whatever. And she, said, hey, Cash App name in. You can see what she looked like, but of course, I'm trusting you because I know we besties, and you're not gonna do nothing with it, whatever. So for a while, it stayed there. ODS and he got into it. Um, and because Pizarro said, I know you're gonna promise, not to, do nothing with it. You just for your own thing. And then once he starts sending you a cash up, you'll see it anyway. So that would work out. So ODS was starting to get to a point where he was making a trip to California around that time. And this he was making direct threats. I don't know how reasonable they would be, but she prided herself on being an IT genius, having Google and YouTube connections. So ODS felt like, hey, I hear you, Bree. What you mean you know what this heat looks like? If you are my friend, and when she's throwing safety issues at me, she's saying she gonna do stuff to my job. She's saying, I'm thinking that's what was going on, and that I'm coming out there and I don't know what this person looks like who's calling me and threatening me, right? So, but Bree was conflicted. Say, well, they always say I dox and things like that. I kind of will help you out, but I'm not sure. But the ODS, he said, but he promised that he would not do anything with the pig. It was just for safety reasons. So Bree's like, okay, I'll take a chance because you promised me, promise that you wouldn't, do anything with the pig. Well, ODS now knows what she looks like, knows where the point of the person who's making the threats has an actual face to that, which is good because it's hard to get a face attached to your threats in a sector, just in case you need to make a move. So ODS had it, and because he told Bree, he promised that he will also not reveal that pic because it could, lead to being accused of doxing and things. Well, this he also started coming after me and Yaya about our skin color, saying the most horrible things, a lot of things that I've taken even worse around here. But of course, I didn't, need the picture or whatever the people who was doing it. But she was saying some deplorable things. So I guess she made a couple of threats. So ODS was like, yeah, I can show you because just like, with my situation, she's threatening you. So only if you promise that you won't show the pig or do anything with it and I can trust you. So I'll let you see who your attacker was. Now, this is for safety because it's not just to see what this heat looks like. Because remember, everybody praised this heat when we finally did see a picture of her. So ODS said, okay, you promise. I'll send you the pic because you also have the right to know who your attacker is. So he gave it to Yaya, but that's after she promised not to do anything with it. So Yaya has the picture and she wants to get in the mental headspace of this heat a little bit, whereas the whole chat of 1,000 plus wouldn't know what you're looking at. But the people that your inner circle and the person whose picture it is definitely know. So it's kind of like a cerebral mindfuck type thing, right? But remember, Yaya had promised that she wouldn't do anything with the pic either. So she was stopped from, she was reached out to, but he's like, okay, you tripping. Why? How did you get that picture this heat? Because only people should have pictures this heat is me and my bestie. But my bestie may not know that I, shared it to ODS, but it was for his safety. He promised that he wouldn't do anything with it. So how does Face Yaya have that picture and why is she playing games with it? So she changed the thing and everything. So when we got up, just how I used to get frustrated this heat, that's how come the albino dyke was born and a lot of other choice state phrases that I came up with because, you're attacking me for what my DNA is basically. But I was always used to be the one that was low self-esteem and weak, even though that was the biggest setup the sector has ever done. We're going to immediately go to your skin color and the very first thing we talk about when we get you. We're going to tear you down, tear your looks down to your skin color, but then we're going to try to mind fuck you that you have the self-esteem problems, even though that's the very first thing that we go to. So I understand the pressures of that, but I've never fought back, with the pick or anything like that. Just fight back with, the razor tongue that I was born with. So up there in intensity, I guess, the bitch, sometimes you just want to shut a bitch up. Hell, I've been there, done that. So even though Yaya promised that she wouldn't do anything with the pick, she switched it again, even after had been contacted, to take it down. And, she just said, hey, bitch, I'm going to shut you up, which I get it. You want to shut a bitch up. So she did that and showed it. Meanwhile, though, as everybody don't know who they looking at, and so that's the biggest thing. That's the coup de grace, if you will, because it still was an inner thing between the victim and the other people that, for better lack of the words, and other people that were involved until this heat voluntarily said that was her. But then also she had sent a pic to Demetria too. So I was under the impression that this heat kind of was just going to see who was going to leak it first because she wanted to go ahead and get it over with because she's proud of her looks. She's like, hey, I got a neck tattoo. I'm light skinned in this sector. I'm winning shit. I can't wait. So it was almost like, it was anybody would have did it first. So that's my recap of how it happened. Now, the point of contention is arguing, was any of those actions doxing? So that's the question.
So I think that, okay, so first, I think that I'm not sure how long this heat had like really been watching the beef sector or even like yeah, I don't know how long she had been like really a part of or watching the beef sector before she started hitting links and making these connections with people and stuff like that. So when that all that kind of happened, I was under the impression that she was under the assumption that because she's very cordial with these people and she hits their links and you're sending them these cash apps and stuff like that was going to, I guess, maybe give you a different type of loyalty per se. um and so then she starts kind of getting into it with people and stuff like that, and it goes from there, and then she connects with VS, who definitely had no shame and doxed you right then and there while you're talking to her on live, so I think that it is really important before you get into any situation, you better know where the fuck you at, so I, like Pastor always says, there's no friends on YouTube. So I think that especially if you're new, you might want to really, kind of take a look around and think about certain things first. I don't think this heat is unattractive at all. Not at all. I don't think she should be ashamed of her looks at all, but I don't think that she thought that was going to happen. Now, to connect that with yesterday's big reveal, um me personally, what I was shocked about was the fact that it was just kind of like, oh wow, I wouldn't have thought that Yaya would do such a thing. She does not come off, she has never came off like that to me, so of course I'm not behind the scenes and stuff like that. I only know what you present on a panel, but that was very surprising to me. And then there was like the kerfuffle with ODS and what he had told Pizarro about Yaya and her circumstances as well. So all of it kind of tumbling out was a little shocking. And then it's kind of like when you have like a good girlfriend and y'all talk about whatever, and then that friend goes and tells, you know what I'm saying, somebody else, and you like, when did I tell you you could let her know that? So I kind of got the feeling that um that's a little bit of what had happened yesterday, and how we all know these things now, so um it is what it is. But again, I just personally, I was very shocked about Yaya's particular component. Now, other people, no, I was not surprised. I would have been more surprised if they did not share that information. That would have been shocking. I would have been more shocked about that than what they actually did.
So you were shocked that Yaya revealed the picture, but you weren't shocked that it exchanged hands, basically.
Yes. Yes. And then I was a little surprised that she apparently used the picture on one of the lives, like use the picture, and then she changed it later, but that's, letting you know that I do have this picture. And so I did think that that was like, again, that was a little surprising to me, that like, oh damn, so you will do stuff like that. And I do think that that's definitely a form of doxing. Now, I mean, if you're spending the time to do like facial recognition, you're a fucking loser. Excuse my language, but for real, like that's really crazy to do. But people do stuff like that. So I don't know. I think it's best to try to keep it on YouTube versus affecting people's actual life. But. So.
So you're saying it was doxing on Yaya's part.
Yeah, like, so I do think that sharing it in the first place, um that's doxing, but it was still shared in a more private background setting, like the rest of the sector did not know about it. But when she then put it, as her profile picture on a panel, then that puts it out there, and so I do think that that was definitely doxing, and that is surprising to me that she would do that, so
Well, it's
um
good to hear your perspective because actually I've been now that wasn't I heard that static, but I don't hear it anymore. I heard it too, Betty Sweet, but I don't think that. But yeah, I heard. Yeah, I get what yours is interesting because actually some of the comments that I saw around after that happened was actually painting Yaya as more the victim in the situation, saying that because I saw people putting in comments like, "Well, Yaya didn't deserve that," but I guess I don't know. Maybe I got a different interpretation because I still felt like, and I don't know has it been covered or talked about since then, but when I was in a live, it still was like to me, well, ODS is keep saying to y'all that that part is still not true. I don't think, and I heard Reed's commentary too. I don't remember us finally understanding that no, he did agree that he said that. It's just that because they weren't in a good place, but now they are, so don't worry about it. Kind of how I felt. But then, so that's why I'm torn. I think some people understand it as well. ODS is still saying he didn't see that, so that's not. We got still got an issue. Whereas some people are saying, well, they read it how he said basically, well, if that happened, then it doesn't matter. We in a good place now. So I think the people deciding that Yaya was done wrong is saying, I seen in the comment, they said, well, she didn't deserve to be talked about like that. Or she didn't deserve. I didn't hear them say they think it's a lie or not. They were just saying that she didn't deserve that. So that's why I think it's confusing because we still, I'm still thinking
so
that part of that conversation that Pizarro and ODS are still at a point of contention as far as not agreeing with each other's recap of that. That's how I understood it.
so that part is more so There was something about, so Pizza says that ODS had a picture of Yaya from, I don't know, they were talking and somehow or another he had a picture of her and like her background. And so he had shared I'm not sure if he shared the picture or if he just told them about what he saw in
No,
the
she
first
didn't say,
place.
because I didn't say he shared the picture. She said he just told about what he saw.
Okay, so yes, so then he tells them what he
Let
saw,
me put
right?
some-
Okay. So he tells them what he saw, and apparently yesterday, Pizza then shares with us what he said, which is apparently something that he told her in confidence. So I'm assuming that when she put it out there, because he doesn't come off as the type to, I don't see him as the type to like gossip or be fearful to tell you straight to your face that I said, this is what I said, right? So I was under the impression that he may have forgotten that the conversation even took place. So at first he was like, what are you talking about? When did I tell you that? So Pizza then tells him, you told me at this point in time. And so at that point he was like, oh yeah, I guess I did, and so it was just kind of from there. I think that do I think Yaya is a victim from like yesterday's situation with that big reveal? Not necessarily. Yes, but no. Like, I get it. You guys are into it, so of course there's going to be like that Mad Day. In this case, Mad Day came, I don't know, several weeks or so after the initial fallout. But should you have doxed this heat? Probably not, So then I guess you could kind of say you got a little bit of your comeuppance, if you will, when your information was shared per se, but at least it was not an actual like photographic evidence. It was just words, you know what I'm saying? So whether you admit to that or not, then that's on you. But I will say the original fallout with Yaya and Lady Nika and Pizza and stuff, that was surprising to me. I didn't see that coming. I didn't. And I did think that by now they would have kind of patched things up because they all seemed like pretty good friends and stuff like that. So, but I suppose these things do happen in the beefing sector. So, you know.
I was a little surprised at how the situation where, because I was not only just saying ODS told her this, she's saying that she's also seen the background as well. You have to add that caveat. So it ain't
Mhm.
just ODS, because Pazar took ownership. She was like, well, I actually have seen camera slips to see what he was talking about, so I can also say that I saw that too. So that was another component to it, that she saw a different camera slips where she also saw a background, is what is what I gathered that she was saying. So I think they were just saying, as far as them talking, them all. I guess they were made. They had a conversation off on StreamYard about everything, and they kind of got into it. That's when Pizarro said that she had wished them both death or something like that, which I forgot about all of that. Well, I don't think I was privy to that, because I think she said that was on the StreamYard or either at Lady Nika's. I don't know which one. And so, but I think they were saying she was done wrong because they were still like cool with her afterwards and talking about it at a different time after that too, after the room was shown again.
Well, but so, and I get that, my feelings would be hurt if your clique, your gang gang, then it turns out that they're talking about you behind your back, about whatever it is that they're talking about, So I do get that. However, um you can't really be too shocked when like it's like, look at the landscape, you know what I mean? Like that's what they do. I mean, it's the beefing sector. Hell, I'm up here on the link now. We're gossiping. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't be too surprised that the gossipers that you gossip with are then gossiping about You,
Ooh, that was
you
a
know.
word. What you say,
So,
Ali? Say that again.
so I get
I'm sorry,
that.
Ali. Say that again. What you say, Ali, again? That was a word right there. You can't use what?
So, yeah, so that's definitely a bit of a mistake. You really can't be surprised. But I will say I could even see her being more shocked about that involving Lady Nika versus that being involving like Pizza Brie and ODS. You know what I mean? Like I could see that being very hurtful to her, like, so I definitely get it. I listened to the explanation as to why she was what do you call it, denounced. Um and so I guess I'm just kind of like, well, I guess, I don't really see what she did that was necessarily so bad, but perhaps there's the other things that were going on that we're just not privy to at the particular moment, especially as it pertains to her and her involvement with like the crew and whatnot. So I'm not really sure in that particular regard. So now it seems like it's definitely up and stuck. Um, so we'll continue to watch it as it, unfolds. But I do want to say this though, for the love of God, if you do not want to cam up or whatever, that's cool. That's fine. Why don't you just put like tape? Why not?
Well, yeah, Pizarro's always preaching and telling the girls to get their black electrical tape and put on the
Like,
thing.
yeah, so I don't really get, like I don't get that, and like Hershey, please don't cuss me out. But Hershey's camera slip was epic to me, and I just loved it because it was so authentic and raw and real. But the thing that was the funniest to me is that
Rodney, I can't get over Rodney. Hershey, your camera
your
on.
camera
Hershey,
on.
your camera on. Hershey.
It's like the thing that was so funny to me really is not that I don't think that she's not she's not an ugly lady. It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
It was the way that she reacted to it made it even funny, and so
Especially
in
when you
my
troll people all day long. That's the
it,
you
and
will
so
make
it's
sure.
like now why the hell would you not have to, like, like what are you doing, but her reaction to it was funny as hell, and I think that that will be that's got to be like one of my top three beef sector moments is that camera slip, Tracy and Rob, Rax, and then Uppity last night. Yep, top three.
Yeah, and then but what really the only thing I think surprised I wasn't surprised by none of that. Like none of that. Like I mean, people line up for the stories with me, but like I always tell the truth and I always say things like I'm not taking back nothing I said. So a couple things that I had already said were actually repeated yesterday. So it was a little vindication, but I wasn't gonna come on here and be like, I told you so, I told you so, or nothing like that because I'm in a cool place with everybody as far as not like cool, but like I'm not beefing individual with anybody right now to make it my benefit. But it's a little redemption for me. I'm not gonna act like it's not because and then some of when Pizarro, expressed it feeling, she's like, well, I mean, ODS can't get mad at me because really he don't like her and she don't like him. I remember that was one of the points of contention. But what did surprise me, and Pizarro was like, so hey, whatever, I'm gonna say whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna wake the streets up. Like, what anybody gonna do about it? I was like, Lord, Pizarro purge, and I said she was on her Billy badass yesterday. She's like, what anybody gonna do about it? Because I ain't lying. And you do get a calm about yourself when you know you're not lying. Like incident, I was just last in. I was like, well, I wasn't lying, and you feel a whole, and you're telling the truth. It's a whole different type of, so when things come on and keep, kind of reiterating that, you're like, I told, I said I wasn't, lying, but these are still people's opinions because we haven't heard anybody involved say that for a fact, how people feel about each other, any of that. One thing I was shocked about, which is a little interesting to me, and I can't, unless I talk to Yaya, of course, to be fair, I don't know for sure if this is what happened, but if I believe what the story was, it was that Yaya always embraced that camera slip she had. She would go around, they were trying to call her stuff like Biggie Smalls, of course, ignorant, stuff about color and things like that. And she was proud of it because she's always tell me, like, so I might be a shade darker than you, actually. We're in the same family there. And they always used to feel like they need to, boost my esteem about it. I would handle the trolling about it better if I felt better about myself or whatever. But I'm the one who comes on camera all the time. And then when I find out from Pizarro that she actually broke down to Lady Nika about it, because Lady Nika told Pizarro now that, Yaya was upset and crying. She wasn't handling that camera slip as well as it seemed. And I know sometimes I get myself in trouble by being too transparent about feelings. And this is not the place for that. So, because what it is I've always said I run my mouth too much, or I say things actually how I feel, where somebody else may be thinking or doing the same thing, but you will never know until you get background information. Like, they say I whine and cry on YouTube. Well, I got information that some of the people who were judging me were also crying on YouTube before this Yaya situation. I'm like, well, y'all do it. You just do it offline to people or your friends or people. You've been blessed with a circle who so far until recently haven't really told on each other or told your secrets or said how you really feel. So you can judge somebody like me and say, I don't have the gumption for it. I don't have the tough, the grit. I'm not cut out. I'm weak or whatever because I'm transparent with my feelings. But then to find out that people breaking down once they camera slip came and not dealing with it well, but they just all kept it kind of closed off. It's a weird feeling because it's like, okay, so I'm kind of keep on continue to be mindfuck because it's like you're crying about something that the appearance thing happens to me on a way more basis than it happens to you because I'm transparent and I show it, and you're making it about me not embracing or being comfortable. But no, all the advice and all the things people were saying was bullshit. Because if that story is true, I'm fighting and fussing because I know what I am and I know what I look like and I'm proud and I know I'm not unattractive. But if you're trying to give me pep talks and things like that, but then I find out now that you kind of broke down, that would have maybe helped me. Maybe say, hey, because I've not said other things that were repeated to me by this person. I get it. I see how you are, but you see, and it bothered me too. But don't say I get it, but you see, I embraced it. I'm proud. You're not. But then I kept on coming on camera after that, over and over again. I always came on camera, despite no matter about attacks on my looks and whether I still come on camera. So that's just kind of like how I always thought. Take this shit with a grain of salt. Don't never let nobody tell you that you're not handling something or you got a diagnosis or whatever, because that's the case. We all share diagnosis. Nobody would be here if we didn't have a small diagnosis to sign on to hearing things about yourself in intense battle mode on a regular basis. Hell, we all got a diagnosis because who in this sector? Let's just be honest. But then you break down privately, which is you true. You shouldn't let people see you sweat, but don't promote self pride if it bothered you. Have a vulnerability. Hey, mine bothered me. And they were saying all these things about me, but I know that's not about myself. So, but it did bother me. Don't say you the only one that have a problem with things because I handle it so well. It's just the fact that nobody had told on each other yet. And I've always said that. And there's been some of my supporters that say, if Lee So had the right team around her, she could like take over this motherfucking shit because it's just that anybody I've tried to do anything with, maybe it's a blessing. I always tell Zoe, it makes it way bigger than it even has to be. So the fact that people can keep these things for so long, even when I'm sitting here like, the position of where some of these facts could have probably helped, right? But and then and so I'm not gonna make fun of nobody getting upset and crying about treatment on YouTube because at some point shit gets to you. We all are human, but we wouldn't have found out that you broke down if Pizarro hadn't a purge yesterday and said, "Well, Lady Nika told us while you were showing that pick and proud, you were breaking down and didn't handle it well." And so and Pizarro's like, nobody's gonna get mad at me for saying this stuff because I'm not lying. And we're not talking to her anyway no more, and we still feel like she's a snake. So anything that said, I felt like Pizarro felt comfortable enough that she wasn't gonna get any retribution from Lady Nico, ODS, or anybody about this.
Well, so and that's the thing is like, I don't know if we can say like, okay, so I do feel that Lady Nika sharing that particular piece of information, I think that was messed up, and I'll tell you why. Because I know that was it. not only was it told in confidence, but who cares, right? I think it's more so of the fact that they share the same diagnosis, you know? And so I think that there was that ideal or that thought that she would understand on a different level because having lupus and the medications and steroids and stuff that you have to take constantly, it definitely 100% is going to change your aesthetics, and I'm not talking about skin color, but I'm saying your overall look. And so when people are pointing these things out and, making fun of something that perhaps you can't necessarily change, I'm talking about things as far as your looks go, you can't change. It is what it is, unless you're gonna have like fucking face surgery, and that would be crazy to do. So, anywho, I could see how she would be crying about that, behind the scenes, because there's nothing you can necessarily do to fix that particular thing. But with that being said, that takes us back to the original point of, you also cannot be too surprised that, this particular group of people were talking about you like that either. So I'm not sure if she was exactly surprised to hear that yesterday or not, but I would say at this point, I'd imagine that she'd be more prepared for it mentally or emotionally.
Welcome, Nina.
Hey, how are you? Both of
Hi.
you ladies.
Have you met
Hi.
Ali in
Hi,
Wonderland?
Nina.
Hi. W-
Yeah. She was just over
w-
catching me up about Uppity's performance. I got to view that too over at Pizarro's. I was like, Uppity was over there turning it with the girls yesterday over in her pink kitchen on Jay Wilson's. I was wondering what he was over there doing for 6 hours. I got to go look at it. But we were just talking about what happened in Pizarro's backup chat yesterday, just kind of giving a day in the review of all the things. I know you ain't really been around, so.
I have not, and I could just kick myself because I feel like this is a monumental occasion for the Snakesville of Snakesvilleness, right? Like, not no play on words. I'm talking about Fates. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, all this to say, like, I've been watching for God knows a year and a half or something of her, right? Because before that we were good. But she is a snake, and I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it 1,000 more. What she does is she gets close enough to you to stab you in the face. She has she's very charismatic. I'll give her that, and it's not a charisma that's obvious to see, right? Like, it takes some time. She makes you feel comfortable. She's very much into ingratiating you into a space, right? Like, oh, I see that other people made whatever. I'm gonna be around whatever, whatever. But she's always talking about she sees you the long way. Bitch, if you see somebody the long way, then go away. Like, there's no need to like fake the funk. It is fake. And then she also pretends to be this mother
Hold on
figure.
one quick second. I'm so sorry, Nina. I just want to say one quick thing. When people say the long way, I'm not sure if they're like, and I'm not talking about you at all, Nina, because this was actually started elsewhere. I'm just not going to say that particular person's name, but I know you guys know already. But anywho, when people say the long way, I'm not sure if people are up to date on like street vernacular, but normally the long way means I don't fuck with you, not that I'm going to bring your ass closer. So I don't know. Every time this particular person says that, it just blows my mind, that they say that. And I don't know, they should look up the Urban Dictionary or something of that sort. But that's it. Go ahead, Nina. I'm sorry. I just had to say that. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. I
the
wanted to say
long
that
way,
for
which
you.
is, you know, not in the way in which I'm gonna bring you hither, right? The
Yeah.
long way, as in I'm holding you with there's a 10-foot pole between us while she's smiling in your face, right? So if you have it in your heart that you see somebody the long way, then go away, right? Don't be kikiing in their face while you're talking about, well, I see you the long way. I saw you the long way. That means you were harboring some sort of ill will in your heart for me while you were smiling in my face, which is fake as fuck. And what's her face? Yaya is that. She will sit there right next to you, smiling with you, kikiing with you, while harboring all these ill feelings towards you. And I had no idea. It took me like twice. I almost a little bit ashamed 3 times to really see it. She needed to stab me in the face 3 times for me to see it. But yeah, no, I think she's just going around, and I don't know all the damn details, right? I don't, because I'm not gonna keep up with it. It's too damn much. But I know a snake when a snake comes, and Yaya is a snake, and I know she's been snaking around, slithering around in the background, and the whole what's it called, the features and the what the appearance, the camera slip, this and that, whatever. I feel like, look, you can't sit here and say somebody has self-esteem issues, even if it's not that in that the exact words. Like, you can't beat somebody up and like look down on somebody for saying something when people attack their looks. You could just say, be quiet. She's one of those people who almost downplays the amount of attack that the Miss O had about um, all this anti-black sentiment that this place had, right? Like, it was almost like, oh, you're doing too much, or, buck up, all this other stuff, while she's over there in the background crying. Just say it's wrong. Just say it's wrong, because it's wrong. Anyways.
Well, um, honestly, with the colorism topic, I kind of sit that one out because I am not a very dark-skinned woman. I certainly empathize for sure, but I do not tell someone else how they should feel about stuff like that, because I'm not walking in your shoes, so if you say it's fucked up, it is, and no, they should not be doing that. I don't know if Yaya is, because I'm not sure of like her particular age, but I will say that I know that like boomers handle topics like that way differently than like me, millennial, would, and so that could also be why
She's Gen X. She's Gen X.
okay,
She
sure. I don't know
right.
the Miss O's particular age group. So I'm just saying that I'm not sure if there's like differences as far
No,
as.
I'm talking about what's her face? Yaya's Gen X. And to be honest, Boomer, Gen Xer, like millennial, Z, whatever you want to be, then let's get alpha in it. Like, at this point, you have sense, and then you don't have sense. You have a grasp on history and society, or you don't. You either decide to look away from a topic that's global, or you decide to sit it out. Like, whatever it is, just don't make it seem like don't gaslight anyone into thinking that it doesn't exist, or it's not that big of a deal, or this and that. Like, seriously, it's 2025 and she's almost 60, I would imagine. She's a grown-ass woman. There's no need to pretend anything. Like, if you don't like somebody, you don't like somebody. You don't have to the long way while you kiki. If you see a social issue that affects you as well, and it's not just colorism, right? It's just anti-blackness in general, and we don't need to be the I don't know, the most phenotypically stereotypical whatever to understand that there is anti-blackness in this world. Like, like, I get that you may be on a spectrum of ambiguity, and that's great. Just as it is great to be unambiguous, but we all know what happens on this planet.
I
So
mean, yeah,
at this
but we
point,
all know what happens in the sector. So it's like I can't tell the Miss O or anybody how to feel if somebody was to listen. I know that today I hit the link right, and this is the beef sector. If somebody decided to get up and call me a motherfucking African booty scratcher, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm just gonna have to respond from there because I know I came to the beef sector. Now, if I went to like the mommy sector, yeah, I might be like, oh my God, I can't believe that she said that to me. Or perhaps if I hit a link with Tommy Sotomayor, he might call me a hare-hatted hooligan. You know what I'm saying? So I do think you have to read the room and know where you're at. You know,
Right. And
I won't
absolutely,
tell the Miss
totally
how.
understand that. Totally get that. And then on top of that, here is a Yaya who's not going to say any of those things, but instead see that that happens and belittle it and downgrade it as if it doesn't actually mean what it does mean, which is anti-blackness at the end of the day. And if you don't want to
And
call it out,
well,
great,
that's
don't
fair.
call it
I
out.
can't,
But
no, that's
at
fair,
least
but I've seen.
don't actively gaslight somebody into thinking or minimizing it. It is what it
Sure,
is.
and
Like,
that's fair, but I'm not privy to necessarily every link that Yaya has ever hit. Like I was telling them the Miso before you even got up here, I was really surprised that she was even doxing people in the first place. So my knowledge of her is, I would say, a little bit more limited in that, and so that's kind of how we even got here because the Miso was letting me know how Yaya has affected her in the past with her looks, and then to find out that she was crying about it too, Miss Nika, Lady Nika, about it.
yeah, I
How
think the like aesthetic issue and the crying about it, and I get it, it's something. I feel like it is a second fiddle to the overall personality of fakeness that Yaya has. Whether it is, about a comment about the aesthetic issue or belittling, gaslighting somebody in that case, or saying, or smiling in somebody's face while she's stabbing them in the back, or her social climbing and the hierarchy, or using people to reach a certain point only to kick them in the face and go to somebody else who she feels has a more organized gang of people.
so you feel like she kind of like I don't like abandoned ship for lack of a better term and joined the crew.
Later, y'all. Can y'all hear me? I've got to
Now I
get
can.
going. Hello.
Now we can.
Okay, I have to get going. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Okay, bye, Nina. Okay, well, there's Nina. But yeah, let me see. You broke this whole situation down. TMO panel. Let's see. Well, it's not gonna work. You broke this whole situation down. TMO panel right now is proving great points of Yaya's behavior. But yeah, hey Kimberly. Okay, but yeah, so basically, yeah, it's different. People are taking it different yesterday. Some people are feeling like, okay, we missing the point. We not like everybody's trying to brush over some of the things that happen as far as doxing before we get to the yeah part, and that's more like gossip. Then some people are saying that this is only tip of the iceberg, like State of being said, or you could State of being or Sim just said that in the chat. It's more stuff. Of course, it's always, more things that people decide to engage. Because at this point, that's because I kind of just set it off. I'm going to talk about whatever I want to right now. And I'm going to say this. I don't care when it happened. Because a lot of people were in Pizarro's chat while she was getting, purchased saying that, why are we talking about this now? It wasn't this some time ago. Like, why bring it up now? Why stirring it up now? And I'm thinking, well, y'all don't say that about other OT or other people's situations. It's like the chat was like almost, it was weird to me. It was, in the B said that people were almost asking for to keep things buried and let's go on and see things how we thought we saw them. And that was very strange and a sector that swears they asked for transparency and receipts. But
I
anyway, most
think
of the
that
subbies they do not want to be hurt. They don't want their feelings to be hurt by certain people's action, but they don't mind the mob mentality to isolate other people for those actions that even get to that point. It was really weird to me, and I was like, "What in the hell?" People are asking her to be quiet, and they getting tea. That it was just so strange to me yesterday.
well, I could see it. No, okay, so wait, hold on. So from a subby's perspective, well, I'm gonna say from my perspective as a subby, I'm here for the fuck shit, so I want to see it, but I could definitely see how if you were a part of that particular inner circle in which we are speaking of, right? I could see how you would not want pizza to put all of that out because it's definitely kicking over on Hornet's Nest because we got to remember that Lady Nika and Yaya, even though she unmodded her, and they both said what everybody said what they had to say, and then they went back to their perspective corners, and then that's been that, right? So then now this comes out, so it's kind of like I'm sure just as much as Yaya has told Lady Nika, I bet she has told her things, you know what I'm saying, and vice versa. So I could see how you would not want those things to exactly come out because that could definitely really wake up the streets a whole lot depending on what was shared, and they seemed like they were pretty good friends for a very long time, so that could definitely start something.
Yeah, it was a lot, and I just like, well, it seemed to be like kind of just go away. But I think I'm sure people aren't really telling their true feeling because, I mean, to even if you feel like okay, it is what it is, or we're not friends no more. I mean, things still gonna bother you. Like okay
Mhm.
now. Or you might be at the point where I told y'all these people are meant me no good in a way. We haven't heard from Yaya or heard her speak on any platform about it since about what happened yesterday. But I can see taking that stance. Well, this just confirms that those people aren't don't see it from me, and you see they was talking about me. So I think people who support her probably see it from that way, from the comments. She didn't deserve that, and look how mean they were to her. Look how they was snaking her. But then other people see it. Well, no, this kind of confirms what they're saying about her being
Mhm.
a snake because we
Yes.
asked her not to do that, and it kind of could put our channel in danger. With the camera.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
and that's what I was saying that was so surprising to me because unless you know what I'm saying, kind of when with that big reveal, it kind of put together a lot of missing pieces, kind of like a little puzzle. So, while I have heard these things, I up until yesterday, I'm like, she would never, and then it comes out that actually you have been doing this, that, and the other. So that really was um surprising to me, and so now yeah, you do have to kind of think, well, I guess some of the stuff that have been rumored, I guess it is true, but like I said, I could still see how I can also see how from that other person's perspective how they would not want that information coming out, because if you've tried to kind of squash it and let it go and you know what I'm saying, kind of move on, and then this comes out, that's gonna restart, it could potentially restart the whole thing again.
Right. But so far it's kind of been a little quiet. I thought I'd be a little bit more uh, you know, things going on. But I guess people are like, well, this is. I think each side is probably feel like it's just confirming things that they already felt all along. So they just kind of just like, well, the relationship is dead. It so maybe so can all of this. Because at this point we're just picking. We'll just be going back and forth for little picking things, like you say. People who are friends do gossip. I do know that we can. And I've always had this reasonability about stuff. It's just not granted to me and to some other people in the sector. Like, because when you're cool with somebody, of course you're gonna say little shit. And we all in life we might say something. And I mean you hate somebody, you might just be like, girl, did you see how nasty she was keeping that car? And then she I mean, and it's not like malicious like you was going, whatever. But I'm saying if you put a stance on a particular thing and you wear it like that, especially security and being proud of who you are or whatever, a transparent moment would be to say that bothered me. But
Yeah.
everybody's not going to give you that. And then also too, if if I'm giving something as far as they could get somebody's channel in trouble, then that's something I would never do. Like, but um
Yeah, yeah,
Because I
yeah.
just feel like that's like you get, who knew how Heat would might want to retaliate with that. Even though Heat was kind of asking for, by having her picture on the Cash App on the B sector, and different people needed it for different reasons. He could have took it a different way, but he was also not innocent because she was doing and saying things as well too. I think what you got is a lot of people have issues with some of their character flaws already, so it's kind of dismissive at this point. The both camps, whether it's you have issues with Yaya, whether you have issues with Pazar and them, whether you have issues with Heat, you gonna see it's a different way because when it's people that we like or we follow, it's like, you know what, I've seen you do all kind of evil, so I don't give a fuck if they did that to you. Oh well, it's not going to penetrate. Where it was somebody else, it might be more outrage.
Well, I think you so and that's why I think like especially like subbies, you just have to stay more so of a neutral party a lot
Exactly.
of times because people will you watch people's online persona, their online world, if you will. And so yeah, of course you feel that you know certain, you feel like you know them or whatever. And so they get into it with each other and um some of these interactions have been super nasty and dragging of dead relatives and children and just doing the absolute most. And so there'll be this collective outrage over it. And then 2 weeks later, you're in the chat as you always are, and the person is back on the panel as if it never even happened. So it's like now you look crazy because you done unsubscribed, they done blocked your ass, you you have gotten all
Hmm.
involved in this, and they're back cool again. Matter of fact, they got a mod stick now. So you just gotta um let them do what they're going to do. You can't get too involved in it because more than likely in most circumstances they're going to circle the block again later on.
Right. Even for things that maybe you'd be like, okay, I couldn't imagine anybody would do that after this, or like this now, something like this. But whenever you say think it's that way, or like whenever I think even validation is coming, or like, when you get too eager for something, it usually doesn't. And then also too, like you said, it's just, you know, but yeah, you get. That's why the content just has to flow and it'll just have to come around. Just like in life, things always come back around because you can't get too excited thinking because every time you think something proves something, somebody just for some random whatever reason just won't bite no matter how practical it looks, and they'll flip it back on you because that's the nature of this sector. It's not real life. But yeah, I just found it was just enlightening to me. It confirmed me. I already knew some of the stuff, but it just kind of confirmed for me, that things that I, have maybe been more transparent with saying were already people's thought patterns and things that happened that I had no idea of. And I'm glad I wasn't caught up in that because I don't need any more scandals anyway. But I am adjacent to it only because of several things that were said yesterday. I said, and I was made to be told I was a liar and that it didn't happen that
Yeah,
way. So
yeah.
it was kind of just a little, a little bit like that for me. So we'll just see how it unfolds. I mean, it's so much going on the point, and I think also Pizarro been on her backup page and people
Oh
striking. I think
yeah,
some
the
of that
strikes.
motivated
Yeah.
that purge because it's like, okay, I feel certain people struck me, and so I'm going to give some commentary for that ass, But people say, "Well, I didn't strike you," so okay, it's kind of like we don't know for sure who struck Pizarro's wall, but I think all of that just made those things come to a head. It was like several little bitty things that made all of that come to a head, I believe. But hey, because I was good what she do because she gave the streets content. Ain't nobody mad at her. And it continues. I mean, if only I could be Pizarro in this sector. Good God. I mean, hey, I ain't gonna knock it. Hey, don't hate the player, baby, hate the game, child. Cause it was entertaining, and I see Uppity closed it out. So we had an
And she did.
yeah, she closed it the fuck out. Let me see. They will learn y'all evil ways. Well, things always come around, but then we have to also think about the fact that people may not care about those. If people's ways are benefiting their situation or their group, just like it once did when she was a part of a different group, it's like kind of the same thing. Maybe they're not going to see it because even when people were like, I know some subbies was in the chat telling Pizarro that, well, we was telling y'all this, we was trying to tell you this, but people have to see things for themselves. So of course, you could say the same for the new group that she's in, or whoever else her friends are. Like, because I mean, the same thing could have been said for the first set of friends, you know. So they just, because y'all hadn't had the experiences with her that maybe other people were warning you about, and you didn't have any proof or anything, and you're just not going to sever a tie with a friend or a team member on YouTube just off of people's opinions. You want to
Yeah.
get hardcore facts. So they had to see things for themselves. And I mean, and the same thing for the new group. If they've not had any issues and right now they're all on the same accord about things, they're not going to feel the same way you do. They're going to defend that person because just like you used to, basically, is how I get it. That's just to me the balanced way of looking at it. But the best thing to do is not have to be able to affect you either way, and that's where I'm at. Cause so I'm in a great position. I love the position because no matter which way it swings, I ain't got shit to do with it. So let's see. I always want
I'm gonna drop
reconciliation.
down now, Miss TMO. But thank you so much for letting me up. It was wonderful to talk to you. Really.
Thank you. It was so good to talk to you too, Ali. I appreciate you coming up, and don't be a stranger at the Dream House.
Okay. You take care. Bye bye, y'all. Have a good day.
Bye bye. Let me see. Call her before she went. Well, we say that for a lot of situations, Shannon, but you'll learn. Yeah, as a subby's point of view, and I call myself a super subby. One lesson I've learned is from our position, y'all think people are a lot closer than they are. Like, because our Lady don't talk directly on the phone to each other. They don't have call each other numbers. And I think some of the closeness that we present on here, I think y'all assume it translate into regular life. And I had to learn that lesson too. Because I even got mad at a situation. I think that's one of the few times me and Pizarro actually, had an issue, whatever, because I'm going at things from thinking one way, and I'm thinking, oh, she's allowing some things to go on her chat, the whole situation with Kim and them back in the day. But then I'm assuming they close, they cooler than what they are, and we're not friends. We don't. And as a subject, you be looking at everybody so kikiing or speaking in code, they understand, or just the camaraderie. You just assume, oh, they really fucks with each other, and they might not even told you that. I think sometimes in subbies' heads, we kind of form ideas of how we carry on in regular life. So we see the same type of emotion and behavior and like, getting along, you think, oh, they must be good homegirls. But that's not always true. Some people are just chat buddies or friends. So the expectations have to change for them. Because if they weren't really ever true friends, they were just chat friends. And then there's also some things that we'll never know. Like with any friend group, it's some things that no matter how much tea we get, it's going to be a vested interest for some things not to be discussed at all. So, but y'all, we've been on for like 2 hours and 17 minutes. I think this is going to be a good replay for those who missed it. Can't say I ain't go live. I would love to come on later and actually do a court show. I know, I got a comment about it, but hey, I still want to do it. And I'm trying to get Limited SKs to come over for pink table talk or either a court case. So they need to, Lemon said if I tagged him for court or whatever, he would come on. So hopefully SK will do the same. So I'm gonna try to make that happen for some point today too. But any more questions? You want to be a judge? So for court, oh yeah, you want to be a judge? I can't get certain things. I'm not gonna be able to make a ruling on. We're gonna have to do either a jury vote or something like that because I might be too close to it. So yeah, I can't for the eliminate SK thing. I'm gonna take myself out of the judicial position, child, and let a jury decide on what to do and come up with something that we can actually enforce. But I think Lemon, we can get off of the Vegas because I hear everybody's tired of it, and hell, I am too. But shit, when they start talking about it again, here, if it's instead of being quiet, hell, I'll talk about it too. So, Vegas may come up as far as character witnesses, like for Shaquille to come up and all that. But I want to keep it on the core issue between Lemon and SK. So I think them, and then also, I know Pazara was saying she wanted to take somebody to court. I don't know if it was Ness or somebody she wanted to take to court. I had to find out. So I know Ness will come over and do it. So I want to try to do court today, y'all. So I'm going to be tagging some people and trying to come back on. Even if we can't do court, we can still kiki and do after I got a chance to go watch these lives, get my laptop, I want to do like a late evening news, like the 6 p.m. news or whatever, and just kind of hit the high spots of all the stuff that I saw. I need to go watch stuff that people I normally wouldn't watch because to do the news, you got to be. And I don't think I'm gonna incorporate more Mo3 just right now because they so caught up in the case. So it'll pretty much probably just be, the core platform. So Uppity on Jay Wilson's, We got Pizarro's live. Okay, because I kind of want to do a reaction. And then we got Ness said she went on for a little bit, but I want to see this live of Lemons from not yesterday, but the day before that too. So y'all, if y'all see Lemon and SK in the streets, tell they asses they are subpoenaed. This is ghetto court. So we said, when my bailiff ain't around, I just do a nigga call. Niggas, you subpoenaed. The people will tell it. We got a bootleg court because all the people are the sheriff, child. I'm going to let the whole damn chat the fucking bailiff today. So when you put pressure on these people, when you see them, the Miss O is calling you to court. Respect the process, please. Thank you. Let's see before I go. Thank you, Jazzy. Welcome. Talent, you so Taylor always got to slip something in, Shauna. Just hit him over the head, child. Thank you, truthfully. Yeah, I think we had a good little live too. It's definitely a good replay, y'all. And I'm gonna go on the street so I can, since they say I carry bones anyway, maybe we'll put it to good use so I can go soak up everything and then come back later and give y'all a late night news cap. And this is all with no bias. I don't give a fuck who it is, who I hang with, who I roll with. If I'm gonna cover the goddamn news, I'm gonna cover the goddamn news because when it's time for Tia Monet to be in the content, nobody hesitates, right? Okay, all hearts and heads, mind clear. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.